Uh, oh, the funniest. So I've told you this before, but I've seen Days Gone now. Um, the funniest fucking thing happened while watching that movie. You know the PlayStation Studios thing that shows before their games now? That was in front of the movie.
You mean
Oh,
Until Dawn?
yeah.
Yeah.
I
Okay.
was like, "What?"
That's really funny, given that I've heard it has very little to do with the game.
Yeah. Yeah. There's some weird choices in that movie.
Did the Uncharted movie have that? I never watched it.
Not that I
But
remember, but I only saw that once and I was like, I mean, it's okay. I don't think it's the
yeah.
worst thing ever like people pretended it was, but it's also not very good.
Yeah, so the Until Dawn motion picture. Is there a chance that makes your top 5 or bottom 5 of the year?
Honestly, no. Uh
Like pretty likely not to make either.
yeah, I it helps that I went in with the lowest fucking expectations. But I didn't hate it, but it's also not very good.
Yeah.
So for example, because anybody who knows, I keep a ranking of all the new movies that I see in a year, not just movies I haven't seen before, but movies that came out in the current year.
Mhm.
I have seen 21, and it is number 11.
Okay, gotcha. And for anyone who knows John, you know that mostly comprises of horror movies.
Yes.
Yes. Not a lot
Uh,
of other genres in there.
One thing that did shock me, and you're probably gonna be shocked at this too. I put it over Hard Eyes.
Yeah, well, I like that more than you did. But
I I
I'll
do think
see
I
what I
need to
think of the
rewatch it
Until
though.
Dawn.
I'm very curious to see what you think because there's part of what put it higher is it was unintentionally funny, which kind of made it
Yeah,
better.
I've heard that. I don't know. A lot of the positives I hear are, there's some cool practical effects. There's some fun moments. But
There is
also
a
like no.
really cool body horror sequence. I don't know if it makes sense, but it was cool in the moment.
Yeah, like it seems like the most positive things I'm hearing are David Sandberg at least being creative and having fun with a bad script. That seems to be the consensus, but I don't
Pretty
know.
much.
I
And I
haven't watched
was
it yet.
I was so sad. The lead actress from Hellraiser 2022 is so forgettable in that movie.
Oh.
I was like, you were like the one of the best parts of Hellraiser. What happened? Uh, all right. Let's see what jobs we've got. We got to return to Copeland's camp. So we've talked about this in private, but what the whole internet is talking about now is we've got a new Harry, Hermione, and Ron.
Yeah, we do. And people were very rational. Nobody freaked out.
Nobody bullied
Nobody
a bunch of
was
11-year-old children. Um, Nobody freaked out about skin color.
No, people.
I had such a bizarre reaction. Um, at first it was like, oh yeah, I mean it's good casting. I mean they look the parts.
Mhm.
Um, but then like I started seeing more pictures of them and like comparing them to the original trio, and I'm like, God, I don't feel old enough to be seeing a Harry Potter reboot.
Yeah,
I have
that's
no
how I
negative
felt.
thoughts about the casting.
Right.
I just it's kind of depressing.
Yeah, yeah. No, it's weird. and you know, we gotta see the thing first. We haven't seen these kids in anything else.
So I'll have to see if I can find it again, but I did see like a 30-second clip of that actress, and what's supposed to be her audition for Hermione. She's really good. She's just is
That's
Hermione.
great. That's great. And yeah, so obviously I was being facetious a minute ago. Saw some really weird knee-jerk reactions from people saying, "Oh, of course they made Hermione black." I'm like, I don't think she is. I
That's what
don't.
I had. She's like
It's
tan.
like I genuinely speaking ignorance here. I don't know, like if she's Italian or
Yeah, I don't know anything.
biracial, mixed race. Like I don't know.
I don't
I
know.
don't care. But like I don't know. I don't have a strong opinion on it. I think the big win is that they cast a redhead kid as Ron. They
And
kept it a ginger, which I think they would.
he looks like how I imagine Ron.
Got something you might be interested in. Yeah, don't bet on it.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't want to be that old man yelling at the clouds, but I feel like anytime I see them on screen, it's gonna be like, yeah, you're telling me this is Ron, Harry, and Hermione, but it doesn't look like Ron, Harry, and Hermione.
Yeah, it's gonna be weird. I mean, I've always said I wish this was animated. I think that solves a lot of problems. But I'm not hating on it. I'm not boycotting it. You know, I'll give it a
I
shot.
can't wait. I can't wait till they cast Neville, so that the blonde, white-skinned guy's worst fear can be their black professor. I am going to keep making fun of that Snape casting because I'm convinced, nobody thought about this.
Oh.
And Harry, because in the books, Harry is immediately like, "Oh, I don't trust Snape," and now it's, "Oh, I don't trust the one black professor."
Yeah, right.
Harry, no.
Yeah, we have to see a lot more of the casting across the board, how it plays like in the show.
Okay. So I had an interesting thought watching her audition because it's only like 20 seconds of a clip.
Mhm.
And if it is the Hermione audition, I couldn't tell.
Yeah.
But she's talking like modern technology, like GPS, cell phones. Is this a period piece?
Oh, that's a good question.
I never thought about that.
I'm guessing it probably won't be. I don't know if they bother. And yeah, that story starting in the 2020s, yeah, that's gonna be weird.
That's gonna be so weird because it's gonna if the Wizarding World is exactly the way it is in the books, that's gonna make them seem even more farther behind. And like, why do any of you people want to stay in this place?
Yeah, so I had a funny experience like growing up with those, like the early movies, where being American, like I had no context for if those were period pieces or modern day.
It's really
just
hard
in
to
terms
tell.
of culture. Yeah, which I think is to a degree deliberate. But then you get to some of the later movies and you see a lot more modern fashion and locations stuff. I'm like, oh, okay, these were all right. Took a minute to adjust to, but even then, though, even though they end in 2011, like we never talk about like the internet. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like the internet never comes up. Cell phones. Tyler, hey guys, how's it going? It's going.
Hello
We're just chatting and playing
Stand
some
by, Harry
zombie
Potter.
simulator.
Looks
I
like simulator.
because okay, here's the thing. For me, the whole point of this is to get a definitive adaptation, which is the books
Yeah.
brought to the big screen, or the small screen, I guess in this case. Making it set now instantly invalidates that as definitive adaptation.
Yeah, the counter argument would be, well, but this will help separate from the movie, so we'll get a very different feel.
But my counter argument is the movies are ambiguous at best and when they take place.
Right.
Tyler, so the books are set between 91 and 97, so I think the films are set in that time. Yeah, I mean, that's when the books are set. And in theory, that's when the films are set, but I don't know. They never talk about it.
Yeah, and even then, I mean, like the internet is a thing by 97, and that still doesn't come up in either version. Like there's still kind of a timeless,
Yeah, which I think is
non-specific
beneficial to those original movies.
quality. I think so, yeah.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
But if you're doing it now, you can just make it a period piece, and then it's not going to feel dated in 20 years. It's, oh, this was specifically set in this time period.
That's the fear. Like, do you want to see Fred and George like using TikTok? Is that where
I
we're going?
don't want to see Zoomer Harry Potter. Please, God.
Yeah, like that. You hear that and you go, "Oh no." That's-
Uh,
yeah. So it's a tricky thing where there are a million areas where this could go wrong, and a million other decisions where I'm not remotely qualified or sure about what the right call is. Like, again, like we talked about comparing it to the movies, there are just so many decisions you have to make, and how Hogwarts is designed, how the wardrobe and costuming is
and that
designed,
will...
the music, how close do you stick to the movies, and how much do you change it up?
I
don't
bet
know
you
what the right
anything
answer
that
is.
I don't either, except for two things. One, it'll be nice to have a consistent Hogwarts because I feel like it changed every movie. And two, it will be so nice to have a Harry Potter where they're not just wearing Muggle clothing all the time. That drives me insane in those movies.
I know it does, but it gives them more distinct looks.
Then wearing their Hogwarts outfit?
Yeah.
Oh, you
Just
mean
they're
like
all
each
dressed the
character?
same.
No, sorry.
Yeah.
I get what you're saying now.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I don't know. They're at a private school. They should be wearing their school uniforms.
Yeah. Well, they're always wearing their uniforms when they're in class. I don't know. I feel like some of the, like when you get to movie 3, that's when we shift to that direction of seeing them like in their Muggle outfits a lot more to give them more distinct looks. But whenever they're in class, they're wearing their uniforms.
The problem
wearing
is,
the
from
robes.
what I remember, that's not the motivation. Whoever was doing costuming for 3 just like didn't want to deal with it or something. So like, they're just in Muggle clothing.
No, what the story I always heard was they wanted the Muggle clothing to give them more defined, like, to bring out their personality more in their outfits. And when they are wearing their robes, one thing that 3 does differently than any of the others is they made the kids actually dress themselves. So next time you watch the movie, pay attention for this. Like, Ron's tie like looks horrible and all the kids look like so poorly dressed, and that's by design, because in the first 2 movies it's like they have costume designers helping them out, like making them all look pristine and like right off the rack. And then in 3 they're like, no, these kids dress themselves.
I have one counter argument to that. There is a scene in the first movie, I think it's where they're talking to Hagrid, and each of them, god damn it, each of them is wearing their Hogwarts outfit in a different way. Hermione's is all done up properly, tie, tied and all that. Harry's is a little sloppier, not completely, but like I think his robes are unbuttoned and like his tie is kind of sloppy. And then Ron's is just like a mess. Nothing's buttoned, his ties. That is all you need to do. That gives each character a unique look, while still honoring the source material and having them in their school outfits, which is logical.
Yeah, I don't mind seeing them in their Muggle clothing when just walking out about. Like I said, whenever they're in class, they're wearing their robes. The problem is when you get to the later movies, is when we hardly have any classroom scenes.
Yeah.
Which is why it feels like they're not wearing their robes a lot.
And that's possible.
So, yeah, I don't know.
Tyler says, I don't think they can actually change the Hogwarts look too much because they built a theme park, so they don't want brand symmetry.
That's a good point.
But I mean, I didn't say it has to be different, just consistent. In the movies, it feels like it's different every movie because you have different people designing it.
Mm-hmm. I mean, you get some consistency, like the Great Hall and the Dumbledore's office. Like there are some consistent locations. And then there's stuff they could do though, where you could see this as positive or negative, but of course, as the movies go, they have to build all these new sets and explore all these different parts of the castle as they pertain to the story. The luxury this adaptation has is knowing where the whole story
Where
is
it's
going.
going.
So there's stuff like, the astronomy tower in Half-Blood Prince that's like a really big part there. You could set that up in the first season. Like there's all
Yeah.
these areas of Hogwarts
Well,
you
'cause-
could set up way earlier because we know where we're going.
Yeah. Well, and like, because there's a whole astronomy class that the movies never mention.
Come on. At last.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I'm okay with the casting, other than it's giving me like an existential crisis because I'm getting old. But
yeah, when this thing was first announced, I was in the camp of, it feels too soon. Kids still love those movies. Like, they're not that dated yet.
it depends on which
But
one you
I'm
watch.
open-minded.
But yeah, we'll see.
like
I still think that the people behind this show have the wrong motivations in making it, but we'll see.
And J.K. Rowling being an executive producer,
Yeah.
it's, I don't know, it's complicated.
And they can cast some of the minor characters appropriately, knowing where each character is going. So maybe we'll get like an actual Pansy Parkinson, and Crab and Goyle will be characters this time, not caricatures.
Yeah. But
Hopefully
the
we get a
characters
Ginny
like,
Weasley that has chemistry with Harry Potter this time.
Yeah, well, let's roll the dice.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's tough.
Wouldn't it be so funny though if they ran into the same problem of where Hermione and Ron have no chemistry on screen together? Or like if it is have Harry and Ginny have the same problem the old one did.
Yeah, for sure.
Because I'm really curious to see what they do with Chamber. Like Philosopher's Stone is really hard to screw up. It's such a simple story.
Yeah.
Chamber is so much darker. Like I'd argue it is one of the darkest books in that series. It's almost a straight up horror story at times. Which makes me curious what they'll do with that.
But there are characters like like Cedric Diggory, the show could actually have the time to set him up a lot earlier and make him a real character before we even get to the Goblet of Fire stuff. Like, yes, I know he's in the Prisoner of Azkaban book, but I mean, he's still a pretty minor character there.
Yeah, the movie really commits that, like, oh, gee, I wonder who's gonna die. Could it be the character that was just introduced?
Yeah. Well, to be fair, I remember I don't remember this, just thing I read about, when the fourth book was coming out, J.K. Rowling said, oh, a character's gonna die. Oh, yeah, it's like part of the marketing.
Yeah.
Like, oh, somebody's gonna die. And then it's like, oh, yeah, remember that Seeker Hufflepuff guy from the last book? Oh, yeah, that's our big character death. Okay.
Fuck you, J.K. Rowling.
So, like I said, that is the potential advantage of this being a show, is you do have side characters like that you could set up a lot earlier and spend a lot more time developing before we even get to the big payoffs.
Tyler says he thinks they'll film both the first two seasons simultaneously.
Okay.
I mean, maybe. Like,
That's
they've
not
already...
a bad idea if they have the right budget and time for it.
They've already committed this is going to be a 10-year project.
The rivers up here won't bother anyone ever again.
My question is, okay, so there's two things I want from this. One, fix the epilogue, because the epilogue sucks. But my question with the epilogue is, if this is a 10-year project, assuming those kids are 11 or 12 now, they'll only be 20 or 21. Do we recast them for that short epilogue, Or do we just do what we did in the movies and put them in makeup that makes them look older?
I think they'll just do what the movies did.
Well, it's funny with the
And, you know,
movies too, because Emma, and Rob Rupert weren't actually that far off from the ages they should be in that epilogue. So they really didn't need to do all that.
yeah. Well, I mean, you know, I don't know. They were in their early 20s.
Okay, but Robert, so they're 17 and then 19. So there had only been like a 10-year difference.
Yeah, Boozer, I found it.
I can suspend my disbelief for that.
No, that's fair.
No, they're not as old as I think some people in the fandom think they are at that epilogue.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, because you know, one issue the movies ran into that's just kind of funny is, you know, because these things take time. You know, the actors are quite a bit older by the last one their characters are, but it's still funny to think that they're still a lot younger than, like, you know, Tom Welling or whoever back in the day was playing teenagers.
Yeah,
But
no,
it's all a matter of perspective.
I don't know if it's because I'm so conditioned, but like I don't know, I've never had an issue even in by the time you get to Deathly Hollows, I'm like, yeah, they're 17, 18ish. That's fine.
It's fine, and it's again, that's just part of what's weird about that announcement with the show. If it's gonna be 7 seasons, it's gonna take 10 years. It's like, are you just saying that because that's how long it took the movies to finish? Like, why would you
No,
just
it's
throw that number out there?
because shows take so fucking long to come out now.
They do, and I have my doubts they can even do it in 10.
Yeah, that's the big
We'll
thing.
see.
It took Stranger
But I have
Things
my
10
doubts.
years to do 5 seasons.
Right. And with the movies, you know, it's a miracle, honestly, that we got 8 movies in 10 years. That didn't happen a lot back in the day.
I think Harry Potter is
Most,
the only series I can think of that not only kept the same cast for 10 years, but actually like finished the story.
yeah, it was the only one.
Too busy stopping them from cutting my eyes out to ask.
And then we kept trying and none of them understood what made Harry Potter special.
Yeah. Oh god, so many YA, so many YA
Oh,
movies,
God. Anime,
and
I hope you've been enjoying your week. We have, or at least I have. I don't feel super hyped for the Harry Potter show or anything, but I think I will. I will watch. I will watch it, but because I'm not reviewing it, like I am like something like The Last of Us, just to go to another HBO show. If it's complete trash, I will drop it. I don't care.
yeah, for me, it's gonna be something like Netflix's Last Airbender, where I gave it a shot, I finished it. I don't know if I'm coming back for season 2. It's
How
that
long would
was
you
a big
make each
letdown.
season? I mean, as long as it needs to be. That's
Yeah,
because that's the thing, the trap that the movies ran into. A 2-hour runtime works fine for those first 2 movies because you hit all of the major plot points and character beats. By the time you get to 4, it's like, what? Half the book is missing.
mhm.
Uh,
Yeah,
and I
it's
don't
like,
hate 4. I think 4 has one of the best finales of the entire franchise. But
yeah,
they rip out all of that like all of the cool Triwizard stuff.
yeah, they got a lot of it. And that's just something you have to think ahead of. Let's say season 1 is, I don't know, 8 episodes. Depending on the episode length, if they're not too bloated, like, okay, that could work. That's pretty modern, standard TV season length. But But when we get to 4 or 5, are we gonna let those be like 16 episode long season?
God, I hope so. Because we run
That's
into this, if they do the
that would be
same
ideal.
thing where it's just we are stripping out everything that made this cool, then I'm like, what the fuck are we doing?
Yeah,
Also,
and like it,
if you're gonna limit yourself to 8 episodes, I don't care what book. There better not be an episode about random side characters that doesn't advance the plot at all, or I will riot.
yeah, it just depends on the structure and how they're telling the story. I don't know, because that first book, I mean, that first movie, even with the couple flaws and a few things that are dated, it's a
It's
very faithful
close. Yeah.
recreation of that book, and it does it in 2.5 hours.
Yeah.
I don't want this to be bloated. I don't want this to be longer than it needs to be. You got to find the right sweet spot.
The only thing that I would say that they could do is because Rowling, it's clear Rowling is making those books up as she goes along, and some of it works better than others.
Mhm.
Is you could foreshadow stuff earlier, like the
Yeah.
Horcruxes, or the Chamber of Secrets.
Yeah. Hypothetically, this could be an adaptation that improves on the source material in a lot of ways, which the movies never really had many opportunities for because the books weren't done when they started making those.
Yeah.
You know,
The only
some of the
movie that I think improves on some stuff is the Deathly Hallows movies. There are scenes in
yeah,
that I
I
think
think
are
so.
better than the book.
Yeah, I agree.
We've talked about it before, but I much prefer him actually going to say goodbye to his friends than I'm
Yep.
just gonna sneak off because J.K. Rowling doesn't remember that the whole point of this book was about those three characters.
Yeah.
Um,
Anime fan says he hopes the show gives Voldemort screen time than he has in the films. That's one thing that hasn't been announced yet in terms of casting. Do we get a Voldemort up top who is our Voldemort for the rest of the show?
so I have conflicting thoughts on that because in the first book he's just like a head on a head. So like yeah, maybe it's voiced by the same guy. And then in book 2 obviously it's, just like the ghost of who he was at Hogwarts. I don't really want them to cast a physical Voldemort actor until you get to Goblet of Fire because that is the first time that it is him.
Mhm.
Um
I could see them wanting to do a lot more flashbacks and stuff up top.
which that will irritate me because that's what book 6 is.
Yeah, you got to be careful.
The only flashback that I think could work is if you just flat out do the full Death of the Potters.
Yeah, but do
Because
it
you're
like
right, that
in
first book is so short. It worries me that we would really drag out like the stuff with the Dursleys.
right, like okay, like what is let's say the first episode, the premiere. Let's say it's an hour long. Like, what are the beats you want that first episode to hit? Where do you think that first episode should end? Like, how much do you think should be covered in the first episode? Assuming it's an
Okay, so I would start with the Death of the Potters. Maybe do a little bit more of a flesh out with that.
hour. The Dumbledore scene with McGonagall, that
Yes.
stuff.
The ending of the first episode should, I think, be the first owl that comes to Privet Drive.
See, I think that's not enough.
You don't think so?
I think yeah, I think you could first end the first step if it's an hour. I think you could end the first episode with Harry meeting Hagrid. Um, I
Yeah,
think
I
that
could see that. Hang on, Hayden joined the wrong Discord.
yeah, like the question is, and I'm not saying what's right or wrong. It's like, how long do you want to wait before uh, Ron and Hermione are introduced? Like would they be
Yeah.
okay waiting till like the second
No,
episode
you know what you should
for them to
do?
come in?
You should end
Hmm.
the first episode with them going off to the place to hide from the owls.
That's not a bad.
And
How I would
then you could do the second episode is Hagrid all the way up to like the Hogwarts Express. And you could flesh
uh,
out Diagon Alley a little bit.
hmm. Yeah, how I would do your pitch would be ending the first episode on like a shot of Hagrid.
I could
Where
see
he's
that.
introduced in the beginning of the episode, and then at the end it's like, oh, Hagrid's coming, and then episode 2 is all that stuff.
Yeah.
Hey, Aiden, we're talking about Harry Potter.
Harry Potter.
How's it going?
Harry Potter.
Oh no, that's all I can say.
I like Harry.
Tyler would do the first 4 chapters, and I don't remember where each chapter breaks off specifically.
Right, yeah. I'd have to go back. And the chapters are not at all consistent
Yeah.
in length.
The thing that I really don't want them to do this time is play the Dursleys for comedy. I was never a fan of that choice in the movies.
Yeah, that's fair. They could be a lot more.
Especially in the first 2. He's like 11 and 12. They should be terrifying to him.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, I don't really have that hard of opinions on Harry Potter. I used to be a huge Harry Potter fan, but I've fallen off.
And then you became a fraud.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I like Star Wars, which is better Harry Potter.
Sometimes, yeah. Harry Potter's this thing. Like, I grew up with it. I love the books. I love the movies. I always will. It's not a thing I've gotten past or over, but I don't. So far, at least, I haven't cared much about the rest of how they've tried to expand the franchise.
No,
Never bothered with Cursed Child. Fantastic Beasts exists.
I read
And that's-
Cursed Child. It's one of the worst things I've ever read.
That's what
Yeah.
everyone says.
Well, and that's my thing is I love the actual story, the 7 books and the 8 movies.
Yeah.
I grew up with them. I'm on paper, this is my dream project, like a closer adaptation of those books. But like I've told Robert, I don't trust the motivations behind anyone working on this thing. Warner Brothers just needs money, and J.K. Rowling just wants to replace the original trio because they don't agree with her Twitter tantrums.
So I had not the Twitter tantrum thing, but I had like I want a closer adaptation with Percy Jackson, and then I don't like that show either.
And I haven't watched that show yet, so I don't have an opinion on that, but yeah.
I'll watch it with you if you want at some point. It's like I have.
Well, John started it.
I watched the pilot, but it was coming out week to week, and I suck at keeping up with week to week shows.
I have major issues with that. The way that show. I just don't like the way it adapts that book.
That's
You
fair.
read all the books.
Yeah, I've read every. I read the original series, Heroes of Olympus, and part of Apollo, but I just kind of aged out of it by that point.
Yeah, and I love the Percy Jackson books.
I want them to adapt all 5, at least of the original series, and then if they had if they had the ability to do Heroes of Olympus, cool, but they won't.
And this isn't fair because they are different studios, but like, regardless of how you think it turned out, it's interesting that this new Harry Potter show is coming so soon after that Percy Jackson show, right? They're at least selling kind of a similar approach.
Especially since the Harry Potter movies were successful and the Percy Jackson movies happened.
We're not. Right.
The Percy Jackson movie is one of the worst things I've ever seen.
The first one, I don't hate the first one. It's kind of just like the clip show version of the book. The second one goes off the fucking rails.
But the first one is also just incorrect.
It is, yeah. But like it's one of those things where it is incorrect, but it's not offensively bad. It's just kind of there. The second one is like the worst thing I've ever seen.
I was probably 10 when that movie came out, and I remember as a kid I was annoyed. I'm like, why'd they make them teenagers? I get that choice more now.
I don't. Not in a post Harry Potter world.
Yeah, I guess.
That's okay. I'm glad you brought that up, though. It's like Harry Potter was this huge fucking gamble on such a big scale. Your protagonists being children, being one of the many risks, and then everything that follows Harry Potter regardless, like not almost everything feels the need to go more that YA teenager route and age them up. We rarely let kid characters just be kids. There are exceptions, but like Aragon's another one where that's a kid, at least in the first book, and then in the movie they make him like a 20-year-old guy. Like they try to steer it more toward an older audience, and I think Percy Jackson tried to do the same thing by making them teenagers.
I've always heard that they didn't want those kids to be running around they didn't want kid actors to be seen running around with swords and shit. So
Which
they
is
aged
hilarious.
them up, which is hysterical.
I do have like a really dumb problem with the Percy Jackson show. The sword is too short. I'm like, well, this is just lame. And there's adaptation choices that I question in that show, and not as much as the movie. It's closer than the movie.
Well, at least it passed that very low bar.
And again, this isn't fair because they are different studios, but just comparing these two shows, like that first season of Percy Jackson, that came out in 2023, and we're supposed to get season 2 like at the end of this year. So just based on the current climate of everything, I just find it hard to believe they can pump out that many seasons of Harry Potter that quickly with how we make modern streaming shows. I don't buy it yet.
Well, my big worry too is how are they going to successfully like film the Battle of Hogwarts on the budgets these shows have?
Yeah. I have that with Percy Jackson. How are they going to film a lot of that?
Oh god, the Battle for Manhattan is going to be so bad.
The thing in Titan's Curse that are just a lot of Titan's Curse. 4 and 5 are pretty big too.
Yeah, because 4 is the maze.
Even 2, like a lot of boat stuff would be kind of hard on a TV budget.
Yeah, I mean we'll see.
I'm also deathly afraid that it's gonna be we're gonna have a Sea of Monsters curse, and that's where they stop every time.
Now, I haven't seen those or read the books. Doesn't the second movie, like I know it's called Sea of Monsters, doesn't it also like try to pull stuff from other books? Is it like a weird?
It's like
hodgepodge.
Not that does it? Because I'm a little like
I don't know. I haven't seen them.
Maybe the main thing I remember is just the third act is completely different, and if they had gotten a third one, I don't know how they would have made it because they kill off the main villain.
Yeah, the main villain of the books, they decide is the main villain of the second movie for some reason.
Okay.
He just
so
shows
that's
up.
probably what I'm thinking of.
Which I mean, I want those books. Those were my favorite books when I was a kid. I want those adapted, but like, my biggest problem with the show is, I guess it's spoilers, John, but
it's fine.
Morally ambiguous Grover.
That's. I could see that.
Yeah, okay, so you guys both sound fine to me, but Tyler just said that they can barely hear Hayden. I'm not sure what's going on with that.
I can turn my volume up. Apparently, maybe. Hold on.
Let me try turning. Yeah, try to turn your volume up a little bit.
Okay, it's up as far as I can get it.
How's that, Tyler?
I was also leaning back in my chair, but.
But yeah, Hayden, I also want that. This whole conversation started because I was just telling Robert that I was like, oh, the new Harry Potter cast is pretty cool. Like, I can see them as the trio. And then like a day later, I was like, God, I don't feel old enough to be looking at a Harry Potter reboot.
Yeah, I don't either. I had that with Lilo and Stitch. I'm like, wait a minute.
I mean, that's just all the Disney live action.
Tyler, can you hear me now?
He says you're muffled.
Okay.
I don't know. I can hear you.
Yeah, like I can hear Hayden. He just sounds a lot quieter than us, which is weird because in Discord, like he sounds fine. I like you. I like said you sound fine to us. I don't know why it's so low on YouTube, but like I can hear you. It's just a lot quieter for some reason.
Yeah, and I mean, you both are coming through the same source.
Let me mess with my see if I'm doing something wrong on my end here. Give me a second. In my settings. My output volume's a little low. I can turn that up.
My bike. Run.
We did it, Robert.
Did that do anything?
Tyler, let me know how that sounds.
I turned up my output volume.
Congratulations, you saved a girl again.
Yeah, it's the same girl from before.
Do you think
Hayden,
they just couldn't afford a new character model, so they just kept writing missions around this character?
I don't know if you're watching it, Hayden, but I'm streaming the game through Discord as well, so there's no lag.
Yeah, I see it. I got it.
Ricky, are you still on this channel? Lost Lake Camp, come in.
It's your favorite actor, Hayden.
He's fine.
Meet
I have
today on the Cascade
I have
Highway where
issues.
intersects with
I like Sam
Bellman
Witwer.
Road.
I don't
Head
like
to
how
head
the
out.
fandom reacts to Sam Witwer.
Yeah, no, it's just kind of sad because Star Wars fans at this point are just like clinging to anything, or anyone that knows like the slightest bit about Star Wars.
Sam Witwer happens to know Star Wars lore, so they think he's the messiah and should run Star Wars.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I mean that's
well,
just the fate of just the what happens when you put out nothing but shit.
No, you're bringing her to
Andor's
Lost
good.
Lake. I'm bringing her to you.
Andor's good.
Oh yeah, I forgot. Andor is
And-
the most important television show in the last 10 years.
No, but
But and Andor has a showrunner who doesn't care about Star Wars. He's just a
No.
good writer.
but that plot that quote was also taken out of context because Tony Gilroy clearly does know lore if you're watching the show.
Well, but he also surrounds himself with people who do care about those details. Like, he's not dismissive of.
But that would mean, in my opinion, that would mean he does care about Star
Yeah.
Wars enough to like.
Isn't it
Well,
shocking
yeah, he cares about
what
the
happens?
universe.
Isn't it shocking what happens when you hire someone who cares about the source material and like the lore and doesn't see themselves as above it?
To me, Andor feels like it belongs more in the EU than the Disney canon.
Yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely.
I do need to watch it at some point.
I think it fits pretty well into the old EU, which is is my Star Wars. That's what I consider canon when I am watching Star Wars that doesn't contradict anything. So
Yeah. Well, old EU had all kinds of contradictions. You know, it's never going to be perfect.
see, people say that a lot. It didn't have that many. It had stuff like everything that was a contradiction in the old EU is because of the prequels. The EU itself, as a like an entity, isn't that disconnected. It's kind of like it's not perfect, but it's.
Hey, Lisa. Hi. I'm Ricky.
A lot of the authors in the '90s had a lot of communication.
Oh, yeah.
I love fishing.
The book.
No, when the EU was, like, in its prime, like, everyone was definitely talking to each other. Like, when you hit the 90s. But, like,
It didn't
I think-
start until '91.
yeah. Well, that's what I'm saying, though. It's like when you hit the 90s, it's like we all decide, okay, all that, like, supplemental 70s and 80s stuff, okay, that doesn't really count. Like the old comics and the older books and cartoons and stuff. We decide, like, okay, that doesn't count anymore. And then the 90s, like, Lucasfilm, LucasArts era, like, people are talking to each other and keeping track of everything for a while. Definitely.
my personal like era of Star Wars is like 98 through 06.
Mhm.
That's my favorite. Although it's not a great story, I do like Force Unleashed.
Yeah,
It's
I
just
mean,
a great
I
game.
love Force Unleashed. Yeah, it is a great game. Put out a remaster. Disney,
Yeah,
I'll buy
Disney,
it.
what the fuck are you doing?
John, tell Robert about that video I sent you about with Sam Witwer, that the Force Unleashed thing.
Oh god, I can't even remember, dude. Um, yeah, you'll have to tell. I
So,
don't remember.
Robert, do you know the creator of Force Unleashed?
Not like
It's a
super well.
guy. It's a
Oh,
guy who.
I remember now.
Yeah. Oh, you can tell it then.
Okay. So I think it was Sam Witwer's being like interviewed about doing Force Unleashed 3. And then he was
Hmm.
like, "Yeah, I'd be down, but we'd have to get Hayden back." Uh,
Uh,
who is because the creator of Force Unleashed is Hayden something,
Hayden Blackman.
Hayden Blackman, and the Star Wars fandom lost their minds thinking Hayden Christensen was gonna be in it.
oh no.
And my favorite interaction is one I had in the comments section. I'm like, guys, he met Hayden Blackman, and this guy responds, he's like, no. He's like, but what if he didn't? I'm like, he meant Hayden Blackman,
But
guys.
why?
But Hayden, what if he didn't?
He meant me.
Yeah,
He's like, we need Hayden from nowhere who doesn't matter to be involved.
Robert, we're going to check on your favorite character.
Yay.
I would write
Where
a
you at,
banger
Boozer?
plot. I would write a banger plot for Force Unleashed 3.
Yeah. Well, speaking of Force Unleashed, one of my favorite, like, just weird canon things is like the 5 or 6 different Shakti deaths.
Yes, I love.
Like we couldn't decide on which one counts.
There are at least 4 that I can think of.
Yeah, there are 2 Revenge of the Sith deleted scenes.
Robert, he's
There's the
freaking
Lego
out.
version. Oh no. There's the Force Unleashed version. I think what a Boozer, calm down. Oh god.
His name's Boozer.
Yes.
Yes, my son.
Boozer, what the fuck? I heard him. I heard voices. Oh shit. I mean, you heard him, right? No, I didn't hear shit, Boozer. You got blood poisoning.
He got blood poisoning.
Yes, you do, Boozer. Just take a look. I don't need to take a look. Come on, we gotta get you some help. Look, I don't need some. Come on. Damn it, don't need help.
And I just checked the stream, and Hayden, you do sound better. You are coming through more.
Trying to blow your head
Okay,
off.
good.
I mean, I thought I saw something, you know.
Booze
Yeah,
Man's
and-
not doing so well.
Easy. Hey, watch the steps. I got this.
What if I just push him down the stairs?
Just shoot him in the back of the head.
Does this game give you the freedom to push him down the stairs?
I wish.
No.
No.
No, but I was telling Robert because Hayden, you said you haven't played this. This is just such a unique, I think, setting for a zombie video game, where it's just kind of like a biker game, but they're zombies.
That sounds cool.
Yeah.
And it actually feels smart. Like, no, this would make sense to do the fast zombies or fast infected when the whole game is built around motorcycles.
Yeah, and
If it was
when you
slow
run into
zombies,
a
this would be way
horde,
easier.
you're fucked.
Oh, good.
I don't know what happened.
Tyler says the FF test screenings just came in last night and got a resounding mid.
Yeah, we were talking about that in the Discord earlier because Austin said something. He's like, "Oh, good, Galactus is good, but the Fantastic Four sucks."
Yeah, I haven't looked enough into that to see how legit that report is.
Come on.
I don't know.
Get on, we gotta go. Wait.
I take things like this with a grain of salt. Even if it's real, I don't always trust test screenings.
It'll help clear your head.
Yeah, my opinion is that audiences are dumb.
Okay.
Often
That is
yes.
the correct opinion.
many a movie, in my opinion, has been compromised by test screening.
Well, it's just
Motion
like
picture.
I feel like the test screenings for this movie only matter because people want the MCU to be dead.
Right.
Oh, shh.
Oh,
What?
God. That's it. We're dead. Credits. That's the end.
Although, and I'm not gonna name
Oh.
names, but like I don't want to call out anybody.
Yeah.
I've noticed some people are like, in my opinion, a little too negative about the MCU. Where I'm like, Thunderbolts was good, and then people are like, whatever, don't care. Like, okay.
Yeah. And it's like that's fine. Like, you don't have to watch the movie. That's your prerogative. But you know.
Yeah, my policy is just like, yeah, I'm not happy with some of the MCU movies. I don't want them to die. I want them to do better.
Yeah.
I mean,
exactly.
there are things I want to die. I want to leave Star Wars alone. I'm done with it.
Well, that's because Star Wars is arguably in a worse place than the MCU is, and Disney just keeps going.
We get one good thing every 5 years.
Yeah, and the bad Star Wars stuff is worse than the bad MCU stuff. I think.
I don't have time to get into that. That's a long, complicated.
Robert's like, I don't have time to explain why I don't have time to explain.
The MCU gave us Secret Invasion.
Star Wars gave us the Acolyte.
Okay.
Yeah.
Acolyte, I would say, is more entertaining than Secret Invasion.
I think I'd agree. It's more entertainingly bad.
Anime fan, at least we have Brave New World, which is the best Captain America movie in his opinion.
Who said that?
Yeah.
Anime fan.
Anime fan in the live chat.
Okay. I am going to respectfully disagree.
Yeah, same here.
That movie
Yeah.
is what I would consider terrible.
It's just boring.
Yeah, like I didn't hate that movie. I mean, it's not good. I did give it a negative review, but time, I just generally speaking, time is not going to be kind to that movie.
I thought it was embarrassing.
Reputation.
I'm just glad that the Incredible Hulk got a shitty decades later sequel.
But guys, don't worry. Falcon and New Falcon sued the New Avengers for their copyright.
Yeah.
What?
Oh, John. Oh no.
Oh, he hasn't seen Thunderbolts yet.
Fuck.
I don't think. It's after credit scene. It's fine.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's a choice.
There's some weird choices.
Yeah. Can I tell you the context?
Yeah, it's just the after credit scene. I've heard it's bad.
But
Still-
well, but
Try to be kind of vague about it.
there's a. Well, I guess I don't know how to be vague about it, so you can be vague about it.
The Thunderbolts group, by the end of the movie, is getting in the after credit scene is like, it's just a joke. Like, they're just getting sued by Sam and New Falcon, who aren't in the movie. They're just mentioned, and it's like, why?
And also,
What?
I'm like,
Why did you go out of their way to make Sam Wilson the most unlikable character?
he's so,
Somebody did not think that through.
I think he's unlikable in his movie.
No, he's the worst part of his own movie.
I say the leader is a worse.
Yeah.
presence.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
And I love Tim Blake Nelson.
Me too.
I
That could've been
absolutely
cool.
love Tim Blake
Anime
Nelson.
fan says, I don't get why people didn't like Brave New World. Sam Wilson is more charismatic than Steve Rogers. I don't agree with that.
I don't agree with that.
And Red Hulk and the leader are really entertaining. I mean, I liked Red Hulk for what it was.
Hulk is fine.
Harrison
5
Ford
minutes
and
of the movie.
CGI.
Yeah.
And the leader is one of the most embarrassing things I've ever seen in any movie.
The problem with Sam Wilson is that he has no charisma as a leading man, and his character is terribly written if you think about the stuff that he's saying.
I was talking to Austin about this, and I'm like, in the MCU currently, after Thunderbolts, we have 4 pseudo Captain Americas, and the one calling himself Captain America is by far the worst one.
Yeah. And I don't fully agree with that, John. I like Anthony Mackie a lot. I really like him in those earlier MCU movies, but ever since that show, I think we just have really fumbled the ball.
I like him a
Well,
little
that's
with
what
his
I'm. That's
character.
why I corrected myself and said as a leading role, because I think he's
Mhm.
great as a side character, but they're not. They haven't either Anthony Mackie just isn't fit to be the lead, or they don't know how to transition him because whatever charisma he had as Steve Rogers' sidekick is gone.
I still think he's doing his best in that movie, but yeah, I blame the direction and the writing more than him, personally.
Also, can Marvel stop failing people upwards? Like, nope. Half the people didn't like. Oh shit! I didn't realize this was a stealth
Oh.
section. Half the
Oh,
people didn't
no.
like that show, so we gave them the next movie.
Yeah, I don't. Well, I was almost. So I took my girlfriend to see Thunderbolts, and she's like, "I don't like that John Walker guy." And I'm like, "You're wrong. You're incorrect.
He's great.
Get out of my car."
He's so good.
So I stranded her in the middle of the road. So we're good.
as one should.
She's like, "He was mean." I'm like, oh, "You're wrong. Dumb."
Um,
No, that
you
one,
you went
Thunderbolts.
you went full Sky from SPD.
Hey, Robert doesn't know the secret knowledge of Sky from SPD.
No, Thunderbolts. I felt pretty vindicated on because ever since that first trailer, I'm like, oh, this could be fun. I like this cast. I think most of these characters are fun. This could be something. And a lot of people were really down on it, but before it came out, and so far, I think it's the best Marvel project this year.
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
yeah. What?
what is the competition?
What's the
Okay.
alternative?
But go back, everyone would have like bet on or hoped that Daredevil Born Again would have been the best Marvel project of the
Oh
year.
God.
Yeah,
I'm
Yeah.
on Austin's team on Born Again.
you haven't even
Yeah,
watched it.
I've seen the first 2 episodes, and that's enough.
You haven't even seen the good stuff.
Yeah, there's some okay, but
No,
even when
that show is
show
just
is
kind of
good,
average.
yeah.
But like, it's one of those like I told John this the other day. I admit I'm weird about this. I have a hard time when people talk about Star Trek or anime or stuff like that, where the first 3 seasons are trash, but once you get to season 4, it's the best thing ever. And I'm like, I don't want to watch 3 seasons of trash before I get to the good season.
I mean, I don't disagree,
So,
but I think there's a difference between saying, oh, it takes 3 or 4 episodes versus 3 or 4 seasons.
yeah, I guess that's like just people say that about.
And
Like I
Anime
was
Fan
saying,
says your friendly neighborhood Spider-Man is pretty good. Does that count? That wasn't this year, was it?
That was
I think
this
it
year.
was. I think it was this year. I didn't
Yeah,
watch
Jesus.
it because I have a very hard time just personally with that kind of animation because I don't think
The
it
art
looks very
style.
good, and I don't.
That's fine.
And I don't.
I still
have a
gotta
hard-
watch it.
There's a lot of really good stuff in it. I think that show has a rough opening and a terrible finale, in my opinion. Most of the stuff in the middle is really good,
I might
and I
look
still
at it.
recommend it. But yeah, I have issues with it.
I'll look
So-
at it. I have a hard time. This is just my personal issue. When a show is hard to look at, that's a lot of a show for me, and I don't.
Yeah. Like I don't have that issue, but you know,
It depends
if
on
you
how it
disagree,
looks,
like,
because
that's fair. Yeah.
I don't really like how spectacular looks, but that show is so good that I don't care.
Yeah, I mean I agree. I don't love the character designs of that show that much. And it's easier with me for 2D animation to get past that than 3D because 3D is really like if it's choppy, it bothers me.
Shit.
Yeah, I get it.
And I know, like Invincible. At this point's been made, but that's basically a 3D animated show with a 2D filter over it.
Yeah.
But I can handle that more.
Yeah, and I mean, I think that show looks fine. I know people
Well,
were
and that's-
complaining about season 3, but I didn't have any issue.
That was
a
also
couple
the
moments, but
yeah. Well, that was kind of the approach too with X-Men '97, which I thought was great.
the like
Yeah.
just, I'm sorry, hold on.
So Robert, because I mentioned Sky from SPD, which is Hayden's favorite thing.
It's my favorite Power Ranger season, which is not that high in my list of favorite things ever. But
I don't know. You talk about it a lot.
when we're having Power Rangers conversations, but which we have more than average, I would say. But
Yeah, no, that's true. But no, so his whole arc is that he gets stuck being the Blue Ranger, but he wants to be the Red Ranger because his dad was a Red Ranger. But
well,
Commander,
I mean, who would want to be the same Ranger color as Justin? I
exactly,
understand that.
exactly. Uh, but the mentor character, Commander Kruger, asks him, like, what would you do if I made
Red.
Sid the Red Ranger, and he's just like, Sid, she's a girl.
And this show takes place in 2025, so it's based Sky.
Oh god.
Oh, they're not using Gen Z slang all the time. It's inaccurate.
Uh,
Nobody's got Riz.
Commander Kruger, I think, is one of the best like mentor characters in the series, though. He's so good.
I mean, I've told you this, John. He is my favorite Power Ranger, just ever.
Yeah. And Robert, for
it's dumb
context, he's a giant dog.
Like Clifford?
No.
Hayden, send him a picture of both the Sentai and American Kruger.
Yeah, I'll have him guess which one's which.
Yeah. Damn it. They should have Doug Walker play one of John Walker's relatives. Okay.
Who said that?
Anime fan.
Oh, that sounds like something Austin would have said.
John, you're supposed to hide in the long grass. Go to the long grass.
Robert, I need a high hide.
Sorry, I got super glue stuck on my.
What?
Yeah.
You guys stuck on your what?
On a YouTube live stream is super glue an issue.
I was working with super glue at my desk, and I got it on my hand.
Ugh.
That's so funny.
No comment.
So funny. Let me find a picture of Kruger. Give me a second.
What's up?
Is that like spelled the same as Freddy Krueger?
No. No, it's a C.
I think so. Yeah, it's a C.
Oh, weird.
It's what I always think of though whenever they call him, because I think they just call him Kruger in the show.
Yeah.
God damn it!
I want him to say bitch though. I'm the Shadow Ranger, bitch.
We're gonna make a Power Rangers fan out of Robert yet.
Yeah, hold on, Robert. Here you go. Here's Peak. Give me a second.
One day.
Maybe someday.
He's seen exactly 2 movies. One of them is Peak, the other is trash.
Which one's which?
The Mighty Morphin movie is Peak. Turbo is trash.
Oh.
What?
That's
Well, you see, Robert can only watch Power Rangers with Justin.
Which one's which, Robert?
The bottom one is funnier. Oh my god.
Which one's from which region?
No comment.
No, you have to pick. Which
pick. Which one's American?
Which one is the American Kruger?
I'm gonna say the bottom one.
No, it's not.
But that's amazing.
Honestly, American Kruger, I think when you're watching the show, does look pretty good. His animatronics are decent.
It's the one time we borrowed something from Japan and made it better.
Yeah, although Robert said he likes the bottom one more.
Yeah, it's sillier.
Japanese Kruger is Peak because they call him. I haven't seen all of that show, but they don't call him by his name ever. They just call him Boss. And they'll show up. They'll show up to work and they'll be like, "Hey, boss," and then he turns around and it's that.
Anime fans said, Yeah, he avoided
Yeah.
Power Rangers as a kid. You should give it a shot.
I know there's a lot of
If you,
kids that just weren't allowed to watch it because it was too violent.
which is really funny.
In
I
retrospect,
remember
yeah.
when I was 5, I was grounded from Power Rangers because I wouldn't shut up about it. And it was my dad being like, "All right, I'm tired of hearing about that. You're not allowed to watch it." And I was like, I remember one time I was watching it, and I caught myself watching it on accident, and I went to tell my mom. She's like, "It's fine, calm down."
Yeah, if you've never seen anything Power Rangers, give that first '90s movie a shot.
Honestly,
You'll know if it's your thing or not.
read the Boom comics.
Oh, sure, yeah.
The Boom comics are so good. Like
The
even if
comics
you're
are
not a
good,
Power,
but to be fair, that's also not really a good representation of what the show is.
no, I guess not. I'd say Time Force then maybe is like a
It also depends on what you want. Do you want something with within reason, sophisticated storytelling? Then yeah, Time Force or RPM. Do you just want
SPD.
something goofy? Then just go watch the Mighty Morphin movie.
Oh, yes. The
Robert,
Power Rangers.
Ivan Ooze is the best movie villain ever made.
Yeah,
Objectively.
he's also the
Robert, we
best
should
Power
change-
Rangers villain.
I disagree, but that's fine. Venjix
Don't
is the thing.
Ventrix. Wait, which season is Ventrix?
Venjix, RPM.
Ventrix. Oh yeah. Because for a
The
second
AI.
there, I thought you were gonna try to argue that the SPD villain was better. I was like, the SPD villain sucks.
Grum is not better. He's the worst part of SPD, except for Omega, who does suck. Did you finish that?
No, I've got like 9 episodes left.
Okay. I don't know. Power Rangers villains are never great.
Okay,
Zed
so
is-
if I'm not being ironic, the best villain is I forget his name, but Time Force.
Rancic.
Yeah.
The guy from Mad Max 2.
Yeah.
Tyler said that his favorite series were Samurai and Jungle Fury.
We found the
Jungle Fury
one
is good.
samurai fan.
Jungle Fury is good. Samurai is one of the worst things I've ever seen in my life. No offense. I despise Power Ranger Samurai.
I haven't
That
seen
is-
Jungle Fury, but if that's the one I'm thinking of, the suits are atrocious.
I like those suits a lot, but that's just me. And I grew up with that show. Samurai, the problem, and Robert, I know you don't care, and I'll shut up about Power Rangers.
It's
But once I get started, it's like the only thing I'm a relative expert on compared to everyone else. So like,
no, yeah, we all have it.
like I know we all have our thing like that, but like I know more than the average person in here, so like I can bitch about it forever. But
Tyler was 5 when Samurai came out.
Yeah, like if it's nostalgic, I get it.
Yeah.
We all have it.
I was 10. Wait, hold on. I think I'm getting old.
You're like, I was a seasoned, world-weary 10-year-old, and I knew this sucked.
You were 5 in 2011? That doesn't sound right.
What are you doing?
That was
What?
14 years ago.
Yeah, that's upsetting.
How do you think I feel? I was already an adult when these things came out.
Shut up, John, you old bitch.
I'm old enough to remember when Mighty Morphin was on TV.
Oh yeah, no.
I'm old enough to went to see the Mighty Morphin movie in theaters.
I was. Yeah, Time Force started before I was born.
Jesus Christ.
No, what the hell are you doing in my infirmary?
Whoa, whoa, whoa. Sam, put the gun down.
Whoa, hold.
Code, right? You can't shoot a woman.
So when does your main character turn into Doomsday, John?
Well, now you have
That's the end of
We
the
were
game,
talking about that
actually.
earlier.
When does he pull out his lightsaber and say, "They were real to me"?
Check what's in the code.
Okay, yeah, so Jungle Fury is the one I'm thinking of. Robert, what do you think of these suits?
When you brought me that code,
I like those a lot, but I like them because they're martial artists, so I think it makes sense that they don't have belts.
No, it's not narcotics. What? It's antibiotics.
Boozer's sick. He's got blood poisoning. I had no place else to
The
go.
way they try to give the Yellow Ranger a skirt still is really weird.
Yeah, I get that. You know what I like about him though?
The
and this
red
is
one's
just-
probably the best.
Yeah, I like the red
That's
one the
like-
best
yeah,
out
I
of
see
all
what
of
you're-
them.
I see what you're doing.
The white one's my favorite of the main team.
The purple one just sticks out like a sore thumb.
A little bit. He's one of my favorite characters in the whole franchise, but I agree. I don't disagree.
Isn't that also the season where their morphers are just like sunglasses?
Yeah, but I've told you that's
an American only
original.
thing.
If you're still looking at the suits, you see the orange like parts of the gloves that are kind of out of place.
Yeah.
Those are the morphers in Japan, and we just got rid of those for no reason.
Is that one
So
of those
the-
seasons? Because ever since we became friends on TikTok, I've started to get just random Sentai clips.
Yeah.
Is that one of is that one of the ones where they have the like insane like gun morphers?
No.
Okay.
What? You might have to send me a clip of what you're talking about. For
Okay, because I was watching one that was like a bunch of different Red Rangers, and this dude had like a giant ass gun that he loaded and then shot out, and then like the thing that it shot like wrapped around him and became his suit.
That was probably Kyoryuger, which became Dino Charge.
Okay, I haven't watched that either.
Because you were complaining about the giant yellow gun morphers.
Okay, yeah, that's probably what it is. I sound loud, Hayden sounds somewhat quiet, and Robert sounds in the middle.
Are we the three bears?
Yeah, like Hayden, you are coming through better than you were earlier, but you're still kind of on the quiet side. And John, I don't know if you want to just lower yours a bit or just deal with it.
I'll just turn myself down in OBS.
I'm gonna throw rocks at your house, Robert.
That's fine.
Tyler, I'll be back later. Hey, thanks for stopping by. Stopping by, man.
I'm turned up all the way.
Yeah, I'll just do this. I'll turn up.
Just kicks me out of the stream.
Banned for life.
Hey,
I turned
not the
up
first time.
your Discord volume. That should work.
So, how's she doing? The girl that
Hayden,
I brought
is
in, Lisa?
Jungle
Yeah.
Fury still the Disney era, or is that
Take me to see her?
getting
Yeah,
into New
so
Saban?
it's- So Jungle Fury is the
What the
Disney
hell,
era.
why
It
not?
is.
I can't.
Robert, I said I'd stop and I didn't. I'm sorry.
Hey, hold on for a second.
It's
Where
Ninja Storm through RPM.
A few days
Okay.
ago, Skizzo assigned her to a
Which
staff
is-
We should make Robert watch RPM. It's peak.
RPM is peak.
They came back without her.
Robert's like, no, wait.
they left the
Robert,
shit?
I don't want to hype it up too much. I consider RPM to be a legitimately good television show.
Jesus.
That's high
It
praise.
could have been anything. Wolves, freaks, rippers.
Like that's one. Like I can't say that with that much Power Rangers. RPM is a good TV show.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know it's a favorite.
Everyone's gotta work.
Sam Whitwer's yelling at
You know it.
somebody again.
I don't believe this shit. Look, she's been surviving in Marion Forks for years when I found her.
I played Darth Maul. Shut up.
Maybe you should have left her there.
Kenobi!
Hayden, the
No,
funniest
man.
thing with this game is you'll just be by yourself, out in the wild doing something, and Sam Witwer's character will just start talking to himself
No, get back.
and just having like the angriest conversation you've ever heard with himself.
Hey, it's
Darth Maul also does that. I think he has.
That's
a
true.
I rode with you guys a year ago.
I was talking about my girlfriend earlier. I've been showing her Star Wars, but she insists on doing the Disney timeline order, and it's pissing me off.
No.
Because she's watching Kenobi right now, and she said,
Oh.
this show, she said
Yeah.
this show is bad. I'm like, it's one of my least favorite things I've ever seen. Why are you watching it?
There's like one good scene in that entire show.
Which scene? Because I might disagree with you.
The scene with Obi-Wan and Anakin at the end, where Anakin's like, "You didn't kill Anakin, I did." I
Yeah,
liked
I
that. I didn't like anything else.
Even that fight is bad, but I also
The
think
fight's terrible.
I also think it can't be canon and make sense, so I just I disregard it.
I don't know if I like it canonically, just as a scene between these two characters I liked it.
Yeah.
Yes, the
Yeah,
fight
no.
isn't great, just that moment.
There is
I
one.
like that
There's
scene,
one scene I like, but it's probably ironic. I like Vader beating the shit out of Reva because I hate Reva.
Oh, okay, sorry.
yeah, no,
There is
that
another
was probably
scene I
the
like.
best fight in the show.
The other scene I do like in that show is where he just like bursts into that room and AI James Earl Jones is like, "You were warned."
Yeah, that's unfortunate.
Yeah, there were 4 or 5 scenes in that show I liked, and what was otherwise super disappointing and terrible.
I would consider that the worst Star Wars show.
I wouldn't, but it's lower
I
tier.
think Book of Boba Fett was worse. I couldn't even finish that.
But see, that's tough because there are 2 episodes of Book of Boba Fett I like when it just becomes a Mandalorian season, and those are better than any episodes in Kenobi. So it's hard to rank these things.
The episode. So I only watched like 2 episodes of that show, and I was like, I'm done.
Yeah, that's fair.
But the action scene with the people with the shields, where they just kind of
It's so
awkwardly
bad.
poke at him, is worse than anything in Obi-Wan.
So this is me. This is me going on a Star Wars fanboy rant. I apologize. I am
Fuck
so
you.
tired of people praising Dave Filoni for everything he does. Dave Filoni, half the time, doesn't know what the fuck he's talking about. Dave Filoni is he calls himself a Star Wars fanboy, but he will purposely overwrite old lore that is technically still canon to make his own fan fiction work better.
That's just the state that the property is in. Anyone that shows the slightest bit of knowledge, Star Wars fans are like, he is the chosen one.
But he changes things for no reason also because this is niche, but the Kanan comics showed a bunch of like details about Kanan during Order 66, and then they decided to depict that in the Bad Batch, and Filoni's like, I want the clones to be different colors now, and I want everyone's lightsaber to be a different color, and also the Bad Batch are there, and I think they're on a different planet.
I think the planet might have been the same name, but it looks different. Yeah, there are things that match up and things that don't. His master having a different lightsaber color bothered me. I'm used to it at this point. I expect it.
My big one is I am not okay with them. Like, I don't like the canon. I did like Dark Disciple as a book. I'm not okay with Tales of the Underworld and Bad Batch overriding that book. That's terrible.
No, that's fine. I mean, I thought Bad Batch was fine overall. I thought it was pretty good.
I just meant the Ventress stuff is bad.
Oh, okay. Yeah, sorry. No, the Ventress thing is annoying, and I haven't watched Tales of the Underworld yet, so I can't comment on that. But
I had to stop. I couldn't handle it. I didn't like that show at all.
Yeah, okay. Speaking of someone who liked the Bad Batch show, her episode was completely pointless.
So they
retcon
her canon death.
Yeah.
For her to show up in Bad Batch.
Yeah.
And I just don't understand.
Yeah, and you know, it's that thing of George Lucas did the same thing. Filoni's like the closest thing we have to a Lucas protege. Star Wars fans are just very inconsistent when like everything Lucas or Filoni says is gospel, or when like they're evil now and don't know what they're doing. It's like people are complicated.
And Anime Fan says he's not a Star Wars fan, but Obi-Wan's the closest he's got to liking a Star Wars show.
But I have to legitimately ask why, because that show's entire backbone is based on people that love the prequels.
Prequel memes especially.
Yeah, I don't know how anybody who isn't like nostalgic for the prequels like me can even approach that show.
See, the prequel era is my. I was gonna say favorite. Technically, the Old Republic is a better era than the prequel era in terms of world building. The Old Republic is my Star Wars in terms of like the way the world works. The Jedi versus Sith war, that's my thing. I love that it's high fantasy with spaceships.
Sure.
Yeah.
I love that.
Whatever you say.
But the prequel era is a close second. I'm nostalgic for the prequels. Obi-Wan just made me mad. It's a bad show.
Well, that
Yeah,
so
it,
that
it really
right. I'm not
disappointed me.
saying it's good for people that liked the prequels because it's not. But that show's entire existence is let's bring all the prequel Obi-Wan back. It's for people who grew up with the prequels, who like the prequels. Remember the prequels, but then it doesn't understand anything about the prequels.
What's funny to me is Star Wars discourse is so fucked because both sides are toxic.
I don't know.
Yeah.
It's three sides at this point.
I saw a thing that was like, all Star Wars things are 10 out of 10, and then I keep hearing the phrase, no one hates Star Wars more than Star Wars fans, but I hear that from both ends, and I don't know what it means anymore, because I don't
doesn't.
disagree,
If you give Boozer what he needs,
but like,
let us hole up here till he can
like
ride
there's the
a
Star Wars
giant
theory
baby
side that hates Andor because it's good.
That guy has gone full whack job.
Yeah, there's
You're
the
allowed to
side-
not like the show, but can it be for valid reasons?
Honestly, I think I'm in the minority here. I thought season 1 was stronger.
Oh, I don't disagree overall. Yeah, I think I prefer season 1.
Season 2,
But season 2 has a couple of amazing episodes.
it does. I had a couple where I was a little bored, and I feel bad about that because it is good. I was just like,
That's fine.
it was mostly the beginning and like a couple in the middle.
So real quick, this is Iron Mike. He is going to be the third camp leader we'll have to deal with for the rest of the game.
Yay! I like that name.
Yeah, this is the third camp.
I was like,
It's Mike Tyson.
Keep in mind, I didn't get to hear this guy's voice very well. I just looked at him and I was like, oh, I want Michael Rooker to play this guy.
I just want him
in
to
live
sound
action.
like I want him to sound like Mike Ehrmantraut.
They'll do the
Walter.
Days Gone movie, but it won't actually have anything to do with Days Gone.
Hell yeah, Jonathan Banks is Iron Mike, please.
Here's
Hayden,
a collectible. Where is it?
Where is it?
Where is she?
Yeah, Hayden, a lot of the Andor discourse right now is, oh man, their original 5-season plan would have been so much better. I don't agree with that. I think it could have been way too bloated, and I don't think this show needed to go. I think 3 would have been
that's what I was about to say. Is
run.
3 because 2 is a little rushed.
It is. I am satisfied with what we got. I am perfectly happy with what we got.
John,
but I think in a perfect world, 3 would have been like.
I think John, it's on the bed. I think.
No, the thing on the bed is just to sleep.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
So I don't know if you can hear it, but there's this like pinging sound.
Yeah, I hear it.
The closer you are.
Is it in the gun locker?
Oh, you know what? Maybe. No, because it's louder over here.
Is it outside?
So, yeah, maybe.
So
I
John,
can't get out.
I don't know if you knew about this. Every 3.
Who are you? Get it from me.
In Andor season 2, every 3 episodes there's a year time jump.
Oh, crazy.
Which is fine, although I personally think there's some important stuff that happens off screen.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, I wish that was depicted. That's a little strange.
Yeah, and you know, they just did their best with the hand they were dealt. Disney gave them one more season, and they didn't want to, you know, be making the show forever and do other things. So I think they did the best they could under the circumstances.
The Gorman episode is one of the best episodes of Andor, though.
It's
phenomenal. That's annoying. Okay, so there's a collectible here, but you can't pick it up yet because I haven't progressed the story enough. So it's just gonna beep until I get there.
So, that's bad game design. Somebody fucked up. Somebody didn't think that through.
Damn it, John!
I gotta ask you, I heard you riding in last night with Ricky. Who's that guy?
Boozer.
It's not as good as the Narkina 5 arc in season 1. I think that's the best thing. Disney's made.
Right.
That final episode of that arc is amazing. And I keep
Narkina-
telling people, like, that's what sucks though about people that won't watch the show. Mutual friends of ours who are like, I don't care, Star Wars is dead to me. It's like, God, I hate that you have to wait like halfway through that season to get to Andy Serkis, but once you get there, he's fucking amazing.
Honestly,
And people don't know.
you
'Cause
might
won't watch
disagree
it.
with me. You might disagree with me.
Actually,
You
we
might
could
be
run
able to
raw
watch
and
Narkina
everything.
5 by itself.
I mean, we could always.
Yeah, I mean, if you really had to sell somebody stubborn, I don't know.
Here.
There's not much
Just-
like, and I know we both exactly.
You're not
exactly
wrong,
Who we're,
like-
who we're talking
Yeah,
about, but
But yeah, like, look, if you've seen Rogue One and you have a vague understanding of Star Wars, yeah, you could probably skip to that arc and have a rough idea what's going on. That's not something you show somebody who's never seen Star Wars, but that's not what we're talking about.
no. I mean, I think Narkina 5 is one of the.
It's so good.
It's amazing. So I was a little like not down on it, but I was like, okay, this is good. And then I watched Narkina 5, and I'm like,
Yes.
oh,
Yeah, well, I think both seasons have the same thing, where the first half's pretty good, slow burn. The back half is when it gets really great.
although I think the second to last arc of season 2, the last episode is it might be the middle. Which one's the Gorman episode?
That's the middle.
The middle. The first one's kind of lame.
Yeah, I wouldn't call it lame. I'd say it's just fine. And then the next two are incredible.
Although I do love the memes of Saw Gerrera huffing gas.
Forrest Whitaker, man, he can ham it up in that role all he wants.
Where he keeps being like, boy.
If there's one thing I know John likes from Rogue One, it's Forrest Whitaker as Saw Gerrera, because he posts those gifs all the
John.
time.
Come on, pink bike.
No.
Uh-oh.
No, I mean, I love Rogue One.
No.
I've said this before, but I think it's the best Disney Star Wars movie.
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think there's anyone smart that disagrees. I had to qualify that. I have encountered people on TikTok who say Rise of Skywalker is the best Star Wars movie.
There's a Star Wars movie
well,
for
you
everyone.
know.
Oh my God, is it snowing?
There's
Yes. No, so
I
that is the
personally-
weird thing is so this is like a really big map. Hayden, I don't know if you've seen this map, but it's huge.
Yeah, isn't it like one of the bigger maps in games? I've seen that somewhere. Like it's a huge.
Oh,
Maybe.
God.
But like different areas will have different weather, which is cool.
That is cool.
But it is
Red
also
Dead has
pushing that
that.
like I don't know if that makes sense outside of a video game.
Red Dead has that, but it's in the mountains where the mountains are snowing all the time, which does make sense.
Yeah. I've actually been playing Red Dead 1. I finally got around to playing the PS4 remaster.
So I've never played.
Oh, cool.
I've never finished Red Dead 1.
I have a hot take that I think Red Dead 1 is a much better game than Red Dead 2.
Yeah, I don't. From what I've played, I don't disagree.
Red Dead 2 gets too bogged down in realism.
Yeah, but the plot is one of my favorite video game stories.
Red Dead 2 has a really good plot, but I'd say Red Dead 1's plot, at least the actual plot itself, is neck and neck. I love a good, like, I have to go hunt these people down.
So I was saying earlier that Last of Us didn't need to be a show. I say that, but I'm a huge hypocrite, and if they made a Red Dead show, I'd watch the crap out of it.
I mean,
don't-
that's one that would make sense. for
Don't
that.
worry,
Most-
they'll make a Red Dead show, and Arthur Morgan will not do anything all season, and everyone will tell him what to do instead. And then
Awesome. That's what I
yeah,
want.
Yeah.
and then he'll apologize for doing bad stuff.
If it makes sense.
Arthur.
Arthur? Oh, God.
I have a plan.
Dutch is just such a good villain.
Bitch.
I think Rockstar has lost a step or two in game design. I know, hot take.
I
But
I
man,
never
sometimes
flew
when they hit like that right balance with characters, they hit.
I never pre-order anything. I've told you this. I'm pre-ordering Ghost of Yotei and also probably GTA 6.
I think GTA 6 looks incredible.
I will wait and see.
GTA 6 looks amazing, but Ghost of Yotei, I trust Sucker Punch enough that I'm gonna pre-order it.
Yes, I do trust them. I don't trust Rockstar because what they'll do is the same thing they did with GTA 5 is they will come out with a good game and they will monetize the crap out of the online mode and abandon any single player patches or content that needs to be done.
Honestly, the issue that I've wondered is it gonna have a dedicated online mode? Because 5 is still exploding. People love 5.
What they'll
online
do is
still.
they'll probably they will probably, like, I don't want to say remaster, but like it'll be like you know how like Call of Duty did Warzone and then Warzone 2?
Yeah.
It'll probably be like GTA Online 2 because
I'm at the
that
point in my life where like I don't play online games that much. I don't have time. I have a
I don't
full-time
either.
job. There's too much going on. There's a lot of I play single player games for the most part. Every once in a while I'll jump on like
Well,
something
and
with
I mean
friends.
GTA 6 or GTA Online is one of the worst online experiences I've ever had.
I used to love it when I was in high school. I played it all the time with friends, and like I'm nostalgic for that a lot, but I don't think I'll ever go back to it.
Welcome back, Tyler. Because like I've played it a few times with my friends, and I was like, oh, this is all right, with buddies. And then I'd spawn in solo, and instantly like 6 level 100s with army quality vehicles would just bomb the shit out of wherever I was. I was like, okay, I'm done.
One of my favorite memories in GTA Online is on Christmas Eve. I wasn't doing anything else, so a friend and I got on. He bought an elf costume. I bought a Santa costume, and we drove around in a red pickup truck, throwing sticky bombs at people and yelling "Merry Christmas" and just exploding their cars.
I
Yeah, when
also,
I was
because I guarantee you that GTA is going to be $80+.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's
yeah.
Even if I
unfortunate.
buy it, it will not be day one.
Another nest. Let's go.
Yeah, I might see reviews first. The
Well, I mean,
problem
we
with
all
that
know
is,
it's going to get like 10 out of 10s. Like,
but you know, you never know. IGN is interesting.
I also
Is
think
that
that
review?
my main thing that I hope that they do is update some of their like gameplay mechanics. I think their shooting is outdated and has been for
Oh
a
yeah,
long time.
yes. I like it in Red Dead 2 enough. Like I think it works for what that game is, but it's not great. I like they're so focused on realism that like actual gameplay mechanics are a little lackluster.
Dude, losing your horse because of mission spawning bullshit almost ruined that game for me.
Although Red Dead is a little more of like realism than GTA, I don't think they're gonna do that with cars in GTA 6.
You never know.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. Like at least in
You're
GTA
probably
5, like
right. I don't trust
Yeah,
them.
well, yeah, but it's also like Florida. There's not gonna be a desert.
uh
You're just in the middle of no.
there's
Because
the
watch what they
Everglades.
will do.
That's
Their substitute for
Oh
just
god.
like, oh, you lost your horse will be NPCs can steal your car.
That would be kind of funny, like once, and then
That would be
it
funny
gets annoying.
once, and then I would be like, nope, fuck this.
Although NPCs in 5 they can try to steal it back,
That's true.
which is very funny because
Oh yeah.
I always implement horrible lethal force when they try to fight back.
But I also like, cause I'm with you. I only play single player games. And Austin and I have talked about this before. I'm also at the point where I don't play games to just fuck around in an open world for a few hours. Like if I'm playing a game, I want a narrative or story. And
So I'm a little different. I'm a little different. Where sometimes I just don't feel like doing anything, and I'll fuck
Yeah.
around. But a lot of times I'm trying to finish things, and I'm just bad at games sometimes.
Yeah.
get good, scrub.
That's fair. That's fair. You've seen me play video games. Although
Now I
KOTOR
will
is a
say,
little different because my computer sucks.
yeah. No, KOTOR is funny because we'll start, and then you will get sidetracked and just stand there for like 2 hours.
Hey, you know, sometimes you got shit to do.
Now I will say I don't like that is my main preference. You know, like something with a narrative, even if it's open world, like something like this. I do sometimes boot up like a Fallout game just to fuck around for a little bit.
Yeah. I used to my main fuck around game used to be GTA 5.
Oh yeah, me too.
I'd love to platinum that game, but they tied the trophies to the online bullshit and fuck
Yeah,
no.
that was my thing with Ghost of Tsushima did that too. It sucked.
Yeah, that's what's funny.
I don't think those are required for the platinum.
Oh, they're not? I thought they were.
Oh god.
Oh, hi Bear.
It's a
How
bear.
you doing?
What happens if I just do this?
Stab
Got
the
any
bear.
picnic baskets?
Oh Jesus!
Oh fuck! Oh Jesus! God damn!
Hey, boo boo! Let me have your
Hey,
lungs.
boo boo.
Hey,
You
boo-boo.
should. You're dead.
I'm fine.
Like
I'm fine.
this is no, you,
No.
no, you're not. You're dead.
No.
This
Stop
is
it.
a fever dream.
Hey, boo boo! Let me
You're
borrow your.
experienced.
Hey, boo
Hey,
boo!
boo boo.
Let me borrow
Ah.
your spleen for a second. Hey, boo boo! I'm
Oh my
fucking
God,
dead.
what?
Nope, not yet. Run away!
Is this bear
Run away.
invincible?
We
Yes.
bravely ran away.
So Robin.
Shoot him in the teeth.
Dude, what? What?
You know how normal bear
You know, a normal bear.
will take 5 bullets to the head and it's fine.
Yeah, that's true. Hey, boo boo!
Oh god.
Oh crap! Oh, he pulled the Nathan Drake. Yeah, we're dead. Like
Oh,
that's
me.
done.
Just you know, is that a zombie bear?
I don't think so.
It might as well be. And then a predator comes and kills it in front of you.
Yeah, predator skins the bear.
Oh my god, finally.
Hey, boo boo! I'm
No,
fucking
I
dead.
question if a predator could kill this thing. Yeah, and he's fine. Oh god. You can't see me.
I'll be right back.
Where?
Talk about I don't know.
Oh, right on.
Talk about bees while I'm gone.
Not the bees.
Jeez.
Bees.
This game I think balances that nice balance or like line that we were talking about, where like yeah you can lose, like your bike can't just be summoned to you, but it's always on the map. You always know where it's
Yeah.
at.
But what I was trying to say earlier is like a lot of those games that I played back in the day, like GTA 5 or Uncharted or Last of Us, like I never played the online multiplayer. I just never gave it a shot. That was just not interesting to me when I was younger.
I played The Last of Us multiplayer because it was required for the trophies, and that is the only reason I don't have the platinum for the remaster.
There it is.
Because those trophies are a pain in the ass.
I know the Uncharted multiplayer was really popular. I'm kind of sad I missed out on that, but
I played a little bit
Yeah,
of
I
the one
just
on
didn't
4,
care at
and
the
it was
time.
okay. That's why I wasn't really upset when they announced the remake of 1 with no multiplayer. I was like, I don't. That's not what I bought that for.
yeah, exactly. I do remember playing the Arkham Origins multiplayer.
I never did.
But that
play
wasn't great.
No,
Yeah,
so
it was pretty
it's
janky.
funny. There is a very specific era of gaming, because Arkham Origins is what 03 or 13.
You mean 2013? Yeah.
Yeah. That was the era of prequels with mandatory multiplayer. Gears got one. Borderlands got one.
God of War had a prequel.
Batman
Did
got
that have
one.
multiplayer?
God of yes,
Was that
Wow.
Ascension?
yes.
Oh my god.
Hey, boo boo.
Austin!
Hey, boo boo.
Whoa, what's going down?
Oh, you
You
got the
missed.
bear.
Bear and
You missed
Robert
me
here.
fighting. You missed me fighting a bear that took like 6 headshots
Yeah.
Did you steal his picnic basket?
and a
Yeah.
and a pipe
did.
bomb.
Ah.
Where's my
Wow.
pipe bomb, boo?
Hey, boo boo, get my bag of munitions.
This makes me think of that video where Boo Boo kills Yogi, where they use the models from the Dan Aykroyd movie.
Oh no.
I don't know if you guys watched that. It's a classic.
Oh
It's
god.
not.
That was just one movie, right? There wasn't a sequel.
Yeah, I
never
saw it
saw
in
it.
the theater.
Oh my
Never
god.
seen that.
Why?
I don't know.
Like,
Oh.
isn't somebody that's famous now in that, in like a bit role?
Well,
Maybe
the guy
maybe.
that
Anna
plays,
Faris is like the main character.
and I know the guy
John-
from The Flash is in it.
yeah, he
Oh.
plays the park ranger. I was like, what?
Oh yeah. When Justin Timberlake plays Boo Boo.
Yep.
Hey, boo boo.
And
Hey,
Dan
boo
Aykroyd's
boo.
Yogi.
We're gonna make Ghostbusters 3 eventually, Boo Boo.
Hey, boo boo. We're
Let me
too
tell
old
you
to-
about my Crystal Skull vodka, Boo Boo.
Hey, boo boo, buy my Crystal Skull vodka. It'll give you
Boo
magical
Boo, I gotta
power.
tell you, Boo Boo, we will never have a good relationship with the park ranger, especially not after 9/11.
Oh,
Oh no.
oh no, oh no.
That was after the Alvin and the Chipmunks movie, right? When we just got a glut
Yeah.
of those live action
Alvin and the
CGI
Chipmunks.
hybrid movies.
You guys want to watch all
Yes.
4 Alvin and the Chipmunks films?
There's 5.
What?
At least, yeah.
Yeah, I think there's 5 because I think 5 was the one. I kind of respect it because it had the balls to release the same day as The Force Awakens. That was the last one.
No,
because it
no,
bombed
because
against that.
4's the one that has John Waters in it, and that's the last one.
Oh, okay, I thought there was 5. Is there only 4?
As far as I know, there's only 4. I just know the 3rd one is chipwrecked because we joke about it a lot. But
I knew that, and then it's like the last chip or something is
the last
What-
chip.
what I thought was 5.
They should do they should do Star Wars parodies. The last chip.
No, I think
Okay,
the
so
actual
yeah.
title.
Okay, that was the 4th one, was Road Chip. That was
The
20.
road chip
Oh yes,
Yeah.
Road Chip.
with John Waters.
Okay, so there is
I
no
didn't
movie-
know John Waters.
Yeah, Alvin's on a plane and he meets John Waters and he goes, "I love pink flamingos."
No. He's like, I forget what it says exactly, but he's basically like talking about things that are disturbing, and he's like, you can't say anything, John Waters. I've seen pink flamingos. And it's like, what?
Why?
I love
Why is this
finding
ch-
out when like those movie franchises for kids like go on way past what anyone knew. Like the other night, I discovered that they made 5 of those Doctor Dolittle movies in the Eddie Murphy continuity.
Dan was shocked when I told him they made 4 Lilo and Stitch movies.
Oh,
They made
yeah.
4?
Oh, those are all. Well, most of those are
Yeah.
direct to video.
Yeah,
Yeah,
get out of
Le-
here with your fake movies.
Hey, Leroy and Stitch is peak.
Well, because
Yeah.
I knew they made a Lilo and like a straight Lilo and Stitch 2. And isn't that like the finale to the show?
No, that's
Yeah.
Leroy and Stitch is the
Or-
finale to the show.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I just watched the first one. I never
Le-
really watched the.
Leroy is Stitch's Venom.
Oh, good.
It's Red Stitch.
Oh yeah, that's
Well,
right.
but then wouldn't that be Carnage?
Yeah.
What's even funnier about Alvin and the
first-
Chipmunks, the road trip coming out the same day as The Force Awakens is. I forgot that Alvin and the Chipmunks was 20th Century Fox.
Yeah.
So the same day the first Disney Star Wars movie comes out, 20th Century Fox's competing film is Alvin and the Chipmunks.
The road chip. I genuinely thought that was 4, and then there was a 5th one called The Last Chip.
There should be.
Yeah, they should
Yeah,
make
that
that.
should be
They
the
should
next
make that now.
They should do that as like Logan, where it's like all the other chipmunks are dead now, and it's
It's
like
just Alvin.
Alvin.
No, it's
Yeah,
just
and it's
Theodore.
Well, it's the
And
well, it's the
it's
last
like the last
Ronin.
Ronin.
Of, yeah.
yeah, but it's got to be Alvin though, because he's like the one. But
No, it should be one of the Chipettes is the last one.
no, it's fuck
The
you.
last-
So it's Alvin, and he's hanging out with Dave, and Dave's senile, and he's taking care of Dave, and they do like the chipmunk voice singing "Hurt" by Johnny Cash.
Yes.
But they don't
God.
re-record it. They don't re-record it. They just speed up the actual track.
They
No,
could
it's
just call
the
it
Nine Inch Nails
Chipmunk.
version.
They can call it what?
They should just call it Chipmunk.
No, it's called
Or
Monk.
just Chip.
Yeah. Well, that might get confused with that. There's that show.
That cop
think
show with
Chips.
the...
No one remembers Chips. They tried to bring it back and it didn't work.
Yeah.
I was talking about Monk, but all right.
No, it'll be called Chip.
Chip.
Shit.
Tyler says Alvin the chips are down. An anime fan really
Oh,
likes
bruh.
the Alvin and the Chipmunks movies.
Thank you so
I like the
Oh.
first one when I was a kid.
I think I've only seen the first one. Isn't that the one where it's Simon like eats shit?
Yeah.
Probably.
It's Alvin.
Or no, is it? Oh, it's
I've seen,
Alvin.
the,
Okay.
I've seen the first one a lot because I was a child when it came out.
Yeah.
Ooh.
I've
All
seen
I
know is they have,
remember-
like all like they cast like celebrities for all of them, but it's like why?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's Justin Long is Alvin, and
Yeah.
So weird.
Jesse McCartney's one of them, and then there's another one.
Yeah,
Who's
I think Anna Faris is another one too.
a furnace.
Yeah.
Amy Poehler's one.
Yeah. Okay, so those are the 3 chipettes.
I do remember David Cross being funny in the first movie. He was probably the best part of it.
David Cross hates his life when he's in those, and it's kind of
It just shows on screen.
the third one. He clearly wants to put a gun in his mouth. He is mad the
He should-
whole movie.
He should join a group for sad people called the Blue Man Group because he's feeling blue because he's in
Oh
that.
yeah. He should put a thing costume on and
How's it going? Hey.
And
Get his
fuck
rocks off.
Alvin.
yeah.
Maybe you've gone up north.
He's got to get his rocks out.
Alvin.
Alvin.
What's going on?
Alvin. I bet this is like the most Alvin and the Chipmunks has been discussed on this channel.
Yes.
That is correct.
Oh God, dude. Okay, so I've seen the first 2 because I remember the second one had the Chipettes. I think
Yeah.
Zachary Levi's in the second one.
Yes, he is.
Oh.
He's like the dumb cousin.
Isn't there also a thing in 2 where there's like
Oh.
a mole that's like another character from something else, and it was like he like pops in for like one scene.
Yeah,
and it-
yeah. There's like
Oh,
there's a NASCAR mole.
yeah, and it's like a crossover thing technically, but it didn't go anywhere.
For a second, I thought you were talking about G-Force with Nicolas Cage as the mole.
No, I didn't know that.
Does that count
I
as a
know.
superhero movie? I would say yes.
Probably. I think it might be on the list, but I could be wrong.
So anime fan says Austin that you should get Cap to watch the Alvin and the Chipmunks movies.
I
I'm
agree.
good. I don't want to watch the Alvin and the Chipmunks.
And he also says, John, you should start an Alvin and the Chipmunks channel.
I'll leave
second
that to Hayden.
Yeah, I heard you. I need you to do
That's
No, I
true.
have-
Hayden knows a lot about Alvin and the Chipmunks.
I have my own channel ideas.
Yeah, like Alvin and the Chipmunks.
Yeah.
Anime
it's called,
fan says
uh,
the Squeakquel was his introduction to Zachary Levi.
You know what? It might have been mine too because I
Yep.
was 8.
So yeah, and this was like post Chuck or
That's a
During-
good introduction, though. To be fair,
I've never seen Chuck, so I don't.
What do you need?
Might have been
like Chuck
during
a
it.
lot.
And now apparently he's just a weirdo. So
I mean,
Yeah.
he was in the sequel.
Well, he was in Harold and the Purple Crayon, which Cap definitely needs to watch.
Shazam 2. I love when he-
Shazam 1.
I love when he crashed out when Shazam 2 didn't go well.
He snapped.
What was the movie that was out at the same time? He's like, yeah, that's a good movie, but you should see
John Wick
Shazam 2
4.
because your kids can't go see that.
Yeah, it's John Wick 4, because it was like, dude, these are not anywhere near the same level of quality.
I haven't seen John Wick 4 because I haven't seen 3 yet, so I never got around to it.
Every time we talk about a movie sequel, you're like, I haven't seen those, so I didn't watch it. And it's like, dude.
I'm bad at movies.
Just watch him.
Go down to your local Walmart and find John Wick 3, and then you're good.
I own it, I just haven't watched it yet. Did I send you? I finally ran out of space for Blu-rays because I bought a Blu-ray at Walmart and I went to put it on the shelf and I'm like, I'm entirely out of room now. Great.
Like, fuck.
Did you
So
stop
now-
at the
My world.
Subway at Walmart too?
Did I what?
Stop at the Subway at Walmart.
We don't. Ours is shut down. We don't have that anymore.
Oh.
Oh.
Um,
And now you
Oh.
feel not so fresh.
Yeah.
yeah.
That reminds me, I still need to make that Nosferatu edit. Now that that's finally been released, I've been saying that I'll do that since that movie.
Yes,
came
you
out.
should.
And then I forgot. Like by the time it came to.
Oh, Austin, I
digital.
sent my friend
This is it.
your Alien versus Predator Taylor Swift edit, and he enjoyed it greatly.
Oh hell yeah!
He's like, "What
That-
the fuck is this?"
That was a really fun one to put together.
I don't know if I've seen that.
I also showed
So,
it to.
I
also showed
edited
to
it, Robert. So it's set to "You Belong with Me," and it's like it's a love anthem between the predator and the main girl. But the cheerleader that the guy in the song is with instead of Taylor Swift is the alien. So it's like it's great.
and I sent it to.
I'll send it to you after.
And I showed it to my girlfriend. She's like, "Are you sure this guy isn't serious about this being a serious edit?" And I'm like, "Yes."
Oh yeah. My other favorite one is the one I did for Lord of the Rings to Stacy's mom.
Oh.
That's Gladriel is Legolas's mom that Gimli has a crush on, and I immediately got a comment that was like, you know that she's not actually Legolas's mom. It's like, yes, of course. This is part of the joke.
Didn't I like it?
Oh.
There's a
There's the
couple.
part where it's like, ever since your dad walked out or whatever, and the clip over it is Gandalf falling to his death.
He has
I
fallen
feel
into
like
shadow.
I wanted to do one that was like, this is a little more obscure, but I wanted to do one that's a bunch of edgelord characters set to Outside by Stained.
I don't think I know that song.
It's like one of the most edgelord, like,
Gotta take a
butt
closer
rock new metal songs.
Yeah, I did quite a few of those. I did the one for the running orc in Lord of the Rings, set to Fergalicious. I did those two ones that came up. There's that Fantastic Four one Cav asked me to do. And I edited one for Captain Marvel, but Disney didn't let me upload it, so it just sits on my computer.
You should do one
Waiting
of
to be discovered.
you should do one of
Exactly.
a bunch of
It's
characters.
it's like a tribute to the Skrull that gets killed that's disguised as Carol.
Yes, you should do a bunch of characters in movies getting high, set to Higher by Creed.
Oh. Or Higher and Higher, the song in Ghostbusters too.
Oh yes.
You have that Captain Marvel edit like on a flash drive, and like in your last will and testament, it's like, please play this at my funeral. People don't know what it is.
Yeah, it's that set to that P. Diddy song about Biggie
Oh,
Smalls when he died.
Oh no!
And I edited, like, I made that way before the P Diddy thing came out, but
What's that song called?
That's
I
great.
think I think I made that like 2 or 3 years ago now.
'Cause I like 90s rap a lot, but I don't know what that song's called.
It samples the. Oh my god, who's the original band for that? Duran Duran, I think.
Anime fan says that Shazam 2 is a good film. I respectfully
I
do
disagree,
not
and
agree
I liked the first one.
I haven't watched it yet. I didn't even like the first one. I have to watch. Cap and I are supposed to do a ranking of the DCU at some point. I still have to watch that and Aquaman too.
I haven't
Oh,
seen
are you guys doing that before your like bottom 50 worst? Is that like on the
I
back
think
burner
so.
now?
I think we're trying to get that out before Superman.
Oh,
You guys are
okay,
gonna,
gotcha.
You guys are gonna ruin Bag's list of insanely long streams that he's compiling.
No, I still got to work on my top 50. I think I'm at like 43.
I don't know.
I technically have longer than that, but that was a case where there was movies from like, I don't know, these are similar enough. I'm just gonna count them as one.
I think I have a current number one least favorite superhero movie, but I'm not sure if it's if I really looked at it, it's the right answer. But my heart right now says Love and Thunder because I hate that movie.
See, and that's an example of it where like I don't have that or Ragnarok over one another. I just have them as one because they have the same issues. Like I can't pick one over the other.
I think Love and Thunder's worse in my opinion, but the deciding factor is Ragnarok doesn't have Zeus in it, and Zeus sucks.
Mhm.
He's awful.
I just think Love and Thunder it just doubles down on everything that didn't work in Ragnarok.
Mhm.
But there's like 2 scenes with Christian Bale that I like. Where I wish the rest of the movie was
That's
like
the thing is it's like the comedy's way worse, but like there are actual moments where it is a serious movie, which I can't say for Ragnarok. Like I genuinely cannot put one over the other.
But I didn't.
All the issues are the same. Like if I use them as different spots on the list, it's just gonna be me repeating the same things. So I'm like, I'm just gonna count it as tied. Which I told Cap, I was like I'm gonna have to do that because it just makes the most sense.
I didn't have this when I watched Ragnarok, or like when I first saw Ragnarok, I didn't have this. But now, Love and Thunder has one point that Ragnarok doesn't, and that Ruffalo's not in it.
Yeah.
Because Ruffalo sucks. I am not into him being in Spider-Man 4 if that's real.
Neither am I.
What's crazy though is we haven't seen Bruce Banner turn into the Hulk since the first Avengers movie.
Yep.
Did he not do it at all in Ultron?
No.
Those are both off screen. I know they shot one. To be fair, they did shoot one. It was just cut out. It was cut out because you can see it in the trailer.
Really weird.
Yeah.
That's kind of nuts, honestly.
It is like it's one of those things where you don't really think about it, and then when someone points it out, you're like, huh.
Yeah, Ragnarok does have one transformation scene, but it's when he goes back into Banner.
Yeah,
so that's like
then when
one
he becomes
on screen.
Hulk again, it's off screen.
It's off screen, yeah.
And there's like the half one in Infinity War, but it sucks.
Yeah, it's weird.
That's another one where they filmed one that was cut.
Yeah.
Yeah, which would make. I think I'd hate him less if he did that in that movie.
I mean, the character arc's there. I saw a thing the other day, and it was like, oh, maybe they'll use Mr. Negative to like bring out like the Savage Hulk again. And someone was like, oh, but then you're undoing all his character development.
Like, what?
What character development?
I really don't want Mr. Negative at all.
I don't want Mr. Negative at all either. He's the most boring Spider-Man villain.
Anime fan says he likes all the DCEU films except for Wonder Woman. So you're.
I also don't like Wonder Woman, so that's something we can agree on.
And he says Love and Thunder is really good in his opinion.
Glad you liked it.
Yeah, I mean, for some people, like colon cancer is good, but
yeah,
that's them.
Yeah, I was a huge fan of when I had a kidney stone.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Whoa, whoa, whoa!
At least they're waiting for you.
Oh,
Yeah,
Jesus.
John's getting touched on.
I mean, he wasn't though. They were nice enough to not. John, learn how to drive.
Backing up. Backing up.
Backing up.
Beep,
Backing-
beep, beep.
Wait, hold on, guys. You're good. You're good. You're good.
Good.
And
good.
stop.
We'll buff out the scratches.
Don't worry, Captain. We'll buff up the scratches.
Little.
Little.
So, Austin, you said you and Cap are working on like a DCEU ranking.
Yes.
Is that
Yeah, we
next?
were supposed to do it. Oh, there was like a day where like something came up and he couldn't stream, but we were supposed to do it because it was literally like he mentioned it to me like a day before, and I was like, "Oh, I have a day to catch up in like on these last rooms."
Honestly, let me think on DCEU.
But do you have like an agreed upon list though, like James Gunn's Suicide Squad?
Oh
Do you
yeah, no, like
count that?
all that stuff counts. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
I'm not saying he
I-
does it. I was just asking.
He obviously would not have it, but I would throw out Peacemaker as well, just to say that's where it is on my list. I wouldn't count it as a
Oh.
number, but I would just say like this is where it would fall if we were counting it,
Would you
just
put
because I've
Peace-
seen it.
I don't know that I. Those are kind of even to me as Peacemaker and the Suicide Squad. I like them both a lot. Probably Suicide Squad a little above Peacemaker.
I would put
Yeah, same.
Suicide Squad over Peacemaker, but I do like both of them. Yeah.
Yeah, they're both good. I would also put Suicide Squad over, mostly just because it's a movie. I could just like watch it in one sitting versus a show that is, like.
I
8 or...
don't.
How
And
long
it's
is
got
that? Like
King
8 or
Shark.
9?
It doesn't
Yeah.
King
I think it's 8. But
Honestly-
if King Shark and Vigilante like kissed or something, like that would be like kind of cool, like kind of funny.
Honestly, Vigilante might be the highest high though. Like I like Vigilante a lot.
I love Vigilante. Yeah, I want
have-
Vigilante, Peacemaker, King Shark, and Frankenstein to like hang out.
I hate Funko Pops, and I have a Vigilante Funko Pop.
I have
Oh, that's cool.
so I have 4 pops just because people have given them to me in the
I
past.
have like 12, I think, and 2 are Godzilla. And then
I hate Funko Pops. I also have 12 of them.
Yeah,
Oh, they're
look
all
at that.
gifts.
I also hate them, but I've been given 4 of them. Like it's not like I've gotten
Yeah.
the way to get them.
I've bought a few. I bought a couple Godzillas that
Then
I
you
got.
don't hate them enough.
Okay, my fault.
No, I've got He-Man, the more cowbell. Well, sorry, it says more cowbell, but it's the Will Ferrell character. I wish it was Bruce Dickinson.
The Bruce
I got-
Dickinson.
Yeah, the Bruce Dickinson. I've got Rocket Raccoon and Ego.
Yeah.
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 In my defense, though, I avoided Funkos for many years, and I didn't start collecting them until they got better, like where they put a lot more detail and specificity
Oh.
into them when
Wait a minute.
color swaps.
Sorry, it's not He-Man. It's just Prince Adam. It's even worse.
So I'm
Oh,
looking-
weird.
I'm looking at
What the fuck?
What the fuck?
Oh, I'm gonna send you guys this notification I just got. I'm gonna put it in the general chat of the Haven of Horror Discord.
Go for it. Like John, I haven't showed you this yet, but the last Funko Pop I just bought is Ash from Army of Darkness, and he's in the S-Smart outfit
Oh, that's
Nice.
cool.
at the end of the movie. It looks awesome.
Austin, I'm gonna send you a notification I got the other day that was
George
Yeah, like, what is that?
Oh my.
Ooh, my.
well, fuck, I lost it. So it's let me find it. Hold on. I suck.
One of my brothers were hanging out the other day, and he like suddenly got a notification from one of his coworkers that asked if he was, what was it? It was some weird sexual thing. It was like something boy. I'm trying to remember what it was. I don't remember. It wasn't like fuck boy or something like that, but it was something weird like that. Oh, it was. They asked if he was a femboy, and that's what it was.
Oh yeah.
That's a weird question to get asked by a coworker.
I'm just asking, you know.
I was just asking, you know.
Yeah, you learn a lot
Weird.
from whatever the answer is, you know.
Yeah.
Awesome. I
Bitch, I'm just asking if you're a femboy. I ain't trying to get you pregnant.
I tried.
That's the thing my sister and I always say. So we watched like some movie. I think it was called like Honey 2. It was like some dancing movie. And this guy was hitting on this chick, and she was like, "No, leave me alone." And he's like, "Bitch, I'm just asking you for lunch. I ain't trying to get you pregnant." We quote that all the time.
I try to get you pregnant.
Let's see this. Yeah, that's pretty good.
Yeah. Oh, mine. Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
I sent it to John. It was pretty peak. I was at work, like talking with a client, and then I looked at my phone, and I had to stop myself from laughing because that was the notification loadout I had. So I screenshot it really fast.
Oh.
Oh. I'm like, oh no.
But yeah, I don't know. Funko Pops are stupid, anyways.
I think the only one I have is
That's really what this conversation is about.
I have the Batman Beyond one that came with like the deluxe edition of that Blu-ray set they put out.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Oh, is that like a small one, or is that like a regular sized?
No, that's
That
a
one's
regular
regular.
one. Oh, and I
Okay.
have smaller ones that came with animated series.
Yeah.
I like
Oh,
my
okay.
I got those two.
I like my Shin Godzilla pop.
Oh, nice. Yeah, that's a cool looking one.
Here,
I keep getting Godzilla We Are Number One remixes in my YouTube feed.
I'll send my.
I'm sorry, I killed the conversation.
Can Sony make a Godzilla Children Are the Future remake?
It's Shin Godzilla being like, I can teach all you other Godzillas how to be real villains, and they all sing We Are Number One. I'm sorry, though. I'm sorry, I killed the conversation.
I'm gonna send my my two Godzilla pops in the chat, but I have those two. It's 80. It's 54 in Shin.
Well, and the Godzilla pop is bigger than the rest.
They're not that much bigger. They're about the same size, but
I think there is a jumbo. Yeah, I think there is a jumbo-sized one they just.
Shin Godzilla just looks like he's made of brain.
A little bit. There's a big 54 that they made, but I didn't want to spend that much on a Funko Pop, so.
The other one looks like the one from The Simpsons. Where is this? I don't know if there's gonna be a GIF of this.
Is there like a Homer Godzilla segment? I think they did make a Funko of that.
Yeah, they did that. But the one I'm thinking of, there's an episode where they go to Japan, and when they're leaving at the end of the episode, they're on the plane, and the pilot comes on, and he's like, "We apologize, but we're experiencing some Godzilla-related turbulence," and then it pans out outside of the plane, and Godzilla's just holding it, shaking it.
Because of Austin, I've still only seen one episode of The Simpsons, but it was peak.
Oh my god!
and then the plane flies away, and it's, I think, Godzilla, Mothra, Rodan, and Gamera are all roaring at the plane as it flies away.
What episode did he show you?
Even Gamera. The Australia episode.
Australia.
That is a great episode, though.
It's a bloody outrage, isn't it?
It's a bloody outrage,
Mr. Prime Minister.
Andy! I love that Australia banned that episode because they were so ass mad about it.
Andy!
I'll go.
Oh, it's just a kick in the bum. It's so good.
Peaceful Lake. Mark Copeland. It's safe there.
Shut up, Star Killer.
Big house done for. Holy shit.
Both of these guys look like Sam Witwer.
Thank you so much, man.
Does Sam Witwer look like a like a low poly CG
Head
model?
down and run.
Yes.
Honestly, I've seen him in real life a little.
Yeah, see?
I passed him, but
Tyler said he has a Bela Lugosi Dracula Funko Pop from
I have that too.
2013.
I
Cool.
have one of
Yeah,
those too.
I have a more recent one they put out.
I found it for like $2 at a Ross, and I'm like, okay.
Does he move his hand in a way that only Hungarians can?
No.
Oh.
Does whatever a Hungarian can.
Hungarian man. Peter Parker got bitten by a radioactive Hungarian.
Hey, Peter, I'm Hungarian.
Okay,
Can he
Watto.
take heroin? Yes, he can.
Yes, he can. He OD'd. He's dead.
R.I.P.
Heroin.
Bela Lugosi.
Heroin man.
His defining role after Dracula.
Hey, you got to be in Glen or Glenda.
That's
Oh
true.
no. As long as he
Pull
doesn't,
the string.
as long as he doesn't get bitten by a radioactive British man, he's fine.
Yeah, see? Or
Boy.
radioactive Karloff.
What
Karloff?
what Universal
Fuck you!
what Universal Monsters actor would you least want to get bitten by?
The guy who plays Dracula in, I forget which house movie it is. The one where he dies like 5 minutes in, and he like whines about how he doesn't want to be a monster. that one, I forget who that actor is. But
Isn't it the same guy in both movies?
I think that's. You're talking about like the old Universal ones, right?
Yeah. I just can't
I think
remember
that's
if it's House of-
Carradine. I think that's Keith
Oh, okay,
Carradine's dad.
I couldn't remember if it was House of
Robert
Dracula or
Carradine?
House of Frankenstein.
I think he's the same guy in both.
Oh,
I think
okay.
that's
Okay.
John
Isn't it
Carradine
Robert
in both.
Carradine?
John Carradine, I think.
Oh well,
There's
it's
a
one
lot
of
of
those.
Carradines.
There are a lot of Carradines.
Greg.
They're not all with us anymore. Due to various
And not all from
circumstances.
erotic asphyxiation. How many Carradines does it take to screw a light bulb? None. They all get choked jerking off.
This is amazing YouTube content, Austin.
Thank you.
You're not invited on my channel to review Godzilla anymore.
You mean to review Chipwrecked?
Yeah, Chipwrecked. Would
Okay,
you come on would you come on my channel to review Chipwrecked?
Did you just ask me to come on your channel?
Yeah, I did.
I'm good, dude. I'm good.
I don't know what movie he's
Whoa,
talking
whoa,
about,
whoa,
but Tyler
hey,
says
hey.
I didn't get to watch that one until I was 16.
Which one?
I don't. I just said I don't.
I
know
wasn't
which
sure
one.
if he was talking about Godzilla or Simpsons. Yeah, I wasn't sure.
Dracula or
Dracula. Yeah, so
or Austin Cumming. I don't know. It's one of those.
oh god.
Get out of here.
okay, so Hayden, there is a Carradine, but that's one of John Carradine's sons. I know
Oh,
nothing
Robert
about
Carradine's the guy
Robert
from
Carradine.
Revenge of the Nerds.
Okay.
That's
I
what
never
I'm
watched.
That's who I was thinking of. Because he hosted King of the Nerds, which is that show Cap was almost on.
Oh.
wow.
I've still never seen Revenge of the Nerds.
It's not
Also
great.
haven't.
Me neither.
They should have
doesn't-
done like Revenge of the Nerds versus Porky's.
Animal House versus
Yeah.
Revenge of the Nerds.
Yeah, that too.
Revenge of the Nerds 2000.
Animal House versus Vacation.
Dude, the Vacation remake is one of the worst things I've ever seen.
The Vacation remake
still
is
haven't
also
seen
the
it.
movie I blame for new Thor because it sparks improv Hemsworth that like grows bigger and bigger after that.
Oh, was that
He's
before?
Oh, I forgot he was in that movie. Yeah, that is before.
Is that before Ghostbusters?
Yeah, that's the year before, and then so it's 2015 you get that, 2016 you get Ghostbusters, 2017 you get Ragnarok.
Oh no.
Oh. It's all connected.
Exactly. That's why I blame Vacation. It sparks it.
Yeah, and that's also not a remake. That's one of the early soft legacy sequel movies,
Yeah.
technically.
That is true. You do get Chevy Chase and Beverly D'Angelo in for like one scene.
Yeah. Yeah, I've seen the trailers, so I've seen like the one good joke in that movie. Everyone says it's when they're
The
going through the
photo
family
album?
album. Yeah, like
Yeah.
everyone knows that's the good joke, and everyone says just don't watch the movie.
I like the idea of Chevy Chase and Beverly D'Angelo running like their own like Airbnb in their house. That's a funny idea, but we don't live with that.
Oh,
They should have just made a movie about him, like Rusty and Clark.
Yeah, I'm here. Now, what's the
Yeah.
sequel about? What do you want?
the director probably also didn't want to work with Chevy Chase for more than one day.
That's okay. That's okay. I love that story about them showing Chevy Chase that new SNL movie. I don't know if you guys heard about that.
Yep,
I didn't. I haven't seen that yet. Is that any good?
that's pretty
Yeah,
good.
I liked it quite a bit. Yeah. But
I just-
apparently they did a screening for Chevy Chase, and when it ended, he was basically like, "You're fucking scum."
Why?
He said you should be ashamed of yourself. was the
Yeah,
quote.
yeah.
I saw the trailer and I
World ends
honestly
when
I like
Carrie
the
Ann
like
is
Chevy
sold.
Chase
Where?
is a dick in that trailer, but it's not that bad.
No, it's
Yeah,
not.
no,
I
the
thought- I
movie's
thought
not
they did
that
a
hard
good
on him.
job. No, not at all. I actually thought they did a pretty good job
Honestly,
getting
I
his
kind
voice.
of laughed at one of his scenes in the trailer.
Oh yeah, he's great.
He's one of the better parts of the movie. Yeah,
When he
he's
falls
really good.
down, when he falls down, he's like, "Sorry, I just tripped on my cock."
Tripped over my
I
cock.
kinda like
Yeah.
that part.
And he's the guy who played the Riddler in Gotham,
Yep.
Oh, okay.
and he's really good in it.
I can fix this.
You know, like of the
I-
SNL cast, he probably gets the most to do.
Yeah, like Lauren Michaels is like the main character.
Yeah, of course, of course.
But speaking of legacy sequels, because we were talking about the Vacation remake,
Yeah.
O'Brien.
See you,
I
Tyler.
saw some
Here.
plot.
What do you
I saw some plot details today about Scream 7. That movie looks fucking atrocious.
Follow it. Why?
Oh, I didn't even. Oh, I guess we knew like the cast and stuff.
Or like I guess it was like a theory video, but like
Come on, O'Brien.
what is
Why am I out here in the shit?
the pieces that are there look so bad.
I don't
Yeah.
like 5 or 6. Like I ain't watching 7.
I'm indifferent to 5, and then 6 has.
Oh, sorry, I
more-
shouldn't say that. I haven't seen 6. What am I saying? I didn't like 5.
I thought 5 was okay and 6 is atrocious.
I think the ending of 5 is like one of the most embarrassing things in one of these legacy sequels, where they do like a shot-for-shot remake of the original's climax with a big "For Wes" banner over it.
Oh yeah.
I might watch 7 when it comes to on demand just for the channel, but I have no faith it'll be good.
Yeah, I'm not following it closely. I don't have interest.
I know
Well-
there's like a lot of controversy, which is like the annoying thing, because now it's like, oh, you got to take a stance like based on the like behind-the-scenes drama, and it's like, I don't care about any of that.
O'Brien, I'm here. What do you
Yeah,
want
that's
here?
fair.
I
Where
like, but I also don't need Nev Campbell to be in it at all.
I just don't think they should have made a Scream movie after 4.
I don't disagree.
Yeah, I get that. No, I love.
Nothing left
With
to
what we
say.
got, I
I
can't
genuinely,
Filled with heavily
genuinely, my
some asshole in a
tin hat theory, because it comes out at like I think like middle beginning of July or January, sorry, and then like 2-3 weeks later, John Watts announces that they're planning on making a new Final Destination. And when I watched that movie, I was like, this feels like a reaction to Scream, and that Scream is like not satirizing horror in any way. And Final Destination is. It's more of a Scream movie than that was.
Yeah, it's definitely one of the more humorous of them. I can see that.
Yeah, that's my
Yeah,
Matt
and
theory. He watched it and was like, "What the fuck is this? I'm gonna do it myself."
yeah, anyway, I like Scream 5 more than you guys, but at this point, I don't care. I'm pretty checked out of 7. Like, for me, I get where you're coming from, Austin, of just not thinking they should have made more after losing West, but, like, doing more with Sydney and Nev Campbell, like, is not a selling movie. Like, I love that character,
No.
I love that, and I'm like, no, I don't want more. That's
No,
not
it's not.
getting me back on board.
It's definitely not. I don't like any of the new characters. Like, I don't have that, like, oh man, like, we ruined their story. Like, none of them were good anyways. But also, like, there was nothing left to say with it. Like, Scream 5 is not a satire in any way of the horror genre at that point.
Yeah, it's weirdly more of a satire of Star Wars.
Yeah.
It wants to be, but it's just not good at it. Like it's
No, and like the bits that are there are just doing 4 again. Like we already did the soft reboot Scream. There was nothing left to do with it.
Yeah, that's fair. And what I'm dreading is like one of the first things we 7. It's like all the other returning cast members is we've cast Sidney Prescott's daughter, cast like this 20-year-old actress or whatever. It's like, oh god, now we're gonna pass the torch to her, and that's gonna. It's like I can see the future. I'm like, no.
She is cast.
Yeah, I know.
Sydney's daughter.
Yeah.
And her name's Tatum, which is not great.
Yeah.
We already did that. We oh, it's the killer from the first one's daughter.
Yeah, I got your data.
And they're doing and this is kind of minor, but they made a new character to be Sydney's husband because they implied it was the guy from Scream 3, but they couldn't get that guy back, so
they couldn't get Patrick Dempsey, yeah. Which
So
whatever.
They made a new guy with the same name.
That's rough if you can't get Patrick Dempsey back. What is he doing?
Thanksgiving 2, maybe? I don't know.
I mean, that'll be better. Good for him.
I haven't seen Thanksgiving 1, but
well, that is one of the weird. That is one of the weird parts of Scream 3. It's like you get to the end with like all the characters, and Patrick Dempsey's also there. I don't know, it's weird.
It's all of us and our new friend, our new friend, Patrick Dempsey.
I forgot he was even in that.
Hmm.
3 is like I don't remember that movie super well. I remember there's the part where they blow up the house.
Yeah.
And I remember like the killer reveal, and that's kind of it.
He might be the worst killer other than 6.
Oh, no. 3 has the worst killer.
I hate 6.
That's
6
fine.
Sucks.
3
That's hurts the first movie.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's the
What's
egregious
the
part.
robot?
No, stop it with the robot.
No, because it's true. It's instantly a better twist than that, John.
Wait, what happened?
So, the producer that's played by what's his face, Bishop. I can't think of what his name is. Lance Hendrickson, thank you. Lance Hendrickson. When they go into his office, he's got this like robot standing behind him, and it looks like the Arkham City, like Wonder City robots. And that should have been the killer. It would have been awesome. And that would have explained the whole, like, oh, he's like bulletproof now, the killer. It's instantly peak. And that movie's already really stupid. Like, it's already the worst of the real Scream movies. So it's like, fuck it.
Yeah, 3 is just a shit. There's good stuff in that movie. It's just a shame that that's compromised like from the start, just because of the studio reaction to real life stuff, and like that's just not the movie they wanted to make.
Yeah, when just as is, like, of like the actual Scream movies, that's the one that kind of doesn't really have anything to say. Where it's like we did the sequel thing. Slasher trilogies aren't a thing. Like,
yeah.
So it's like we don't know what to do with that, but we keep trying to act like it's a thing. And then when you get to 4, we're commenting on remakes. So it's like, And
Although,
it's in that
I-
awkward place where it's a remake, but because of what it just is one of the first soft reboot things. So it's also technically commenting on stuff like that.
But I also
That just
find
came later.
too annoying because it's like the most basic bitch sequel commentary ever.
Hmm. I
Where it's
mean,
like,
that is Scream kind of in general. Like,
Yeah.
It's not an especially
Well, okay,
thoughtful.
but a lot of people hate that scene in Scream 2, like when they're in the classroom, like to talk debating sequels, and it's like, yeah, it's very basic. I've also been in that situation and been around types of people. That
yeah, I know.
it's kind of authentic.
I know a couple film bros, and they all
Yeah.
talk like that.
If it was like a film school, I'd maybe question it more, but it's just like a normal.
I
Yeah,
took a
it's
film class. I took a
class,
film.
so-
I had a film class in college, and they all talk like
Me
that.
too.
So I guess.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
They
Yeah,
suck.
absolutely.
I like Scream 2.
I,
I remember my drama teacher in high school hated Scream because of stuff like that.
I was sitting next to some like football player kid, and I'm like, God, I hope I don't have to sit next to any like pretentious film bro during this. And a guy across the room is like, well, actually, I'm what you would call a pretentious film fan. I'm like, okay, go away.
Movies really have just replaced that, like, like the kind of old stereotype of like the book people, where it's like, oh, we have the better medium, we're more intelligent or whatever. Movies have absolutely replaced that.
Yeah.
Now book people
people
are
just don't read books anymore.
No,
Yeah,
book
no,
people
now-
are now.
Book people are dying out.
No, book people are now gooners who only read porn. Is
I
Oh.
don't think they count as book people.
Yeah, I don't. I think it's a different people.
no like those fantasy books that a lot of people are reading now that are just like porn.
I don't know. You're tapped.
You sound like you know a lot about this.
I have personal rage involved with these books that I hate.
You're gonna turn into the Punisher for Goonies.
Yeah. And you know who I'm killing first?
Oh God! Don't kill John.
Oh yeah,
What?
John, stop being a gooner. I won't have to.
Why
John,
me?
stop reading. John, stop reading your weird fantasy novels like Narnia and Lord of the Rings.
Yeah, that's
That's
just porn.
John, just shoot that sniper.
I don't
John,
have
stop
any
reading
bullets.
Harry Potter. Weird.
Get some bullets.
I'm
Go
trying.
find bullets.
Why are you being Dark Side Phil rocking up into the middle of the mission with no
Hell
ammo?
Well, because I didn't think that. God damn it.
Hell yeah, Dark Side Phil reference.
I love Dark Side Phil. He's hilarious. There's a GTA stream he did once that I always think of, where he's like in the middle of a mission and all he has is a baseball bat.
Yeah.
So it's like the easiest mission to beat, but he has no weapon. So he just keeps losing over and over. It's beautiful.
Don't let him go.
But anyways,
But
are there
anyway,
any other like good horror movies that are coming out like for the end of the year? I know Bring Her Back comes
we're
out this
getting
week.
That's what
that Bambi slasher movie is gonna be peak.
Shut up.
Ugh,
Yay.
John, stop.
Weapon is like August, I think. From the
I'm
Barbarian
excited for
guy.
that.
That one looks awesome.
Yeah, so I had an idea a while back for like a weird horror movie where like people do like the creepy like T-pose thing, and then when that trailer came out, I was like, ah, yes, that's cool.
It's just like it's the Naruto run.
Yeah, it
What's
looks
it
like
called?
it could be like kind of a weapons.
Okay.
The way it's being sold, and it's hard to say because like Barbarians was sold as a different movie, so who knows? But
Based on how the trailer's edited, it's like, oh, it starts as one thing, goes insane, and
Yeah.
that's the vibe.
I was.
No, I'm
kind of-
thinking it's gonna be like kind of, you know how like Midsummer's kind of a remake of I was gonna say The Witcher, but no, The Witcher
The
Man.
Wicker Man.
The Wicker Man.
Yeah,
Thank you.
The
The
Witcher.
Wicker Man. Yeah, The Witcher Man. The Wicker Man. I feel like that could be like kind of like a remake of Village of the Damned.
Oh, okay.
What about a remake of
Interesting, I see.
Shyamalan's The Village?
Yeah. So yeah, this is. I talked to John about this like a week ago. It's such a mixed bag of a year for stuff coming out. Like we got that Conjuring movie and The Stranger Chapter 2 coming out in September. Like we got stuff like that coming out.
This year is no last year for the genre.
No. But hopefully Weapons is really cool. We
Yeah.
got 28 Years Later in June. I'm looking forward to that.
I need to finally watch
Um,
Weeks, and then I can.
Have you ever seen a movie, Hayden?
No. Okay, I'm
He's
not
the
gonna
he's
call.
the next Noah.
I'm not gonna call
You
20.
you were
Hold
in
on,
a
hold on.
hold on,
I'm
wait
not-
wait wait
I'm
wait
not
wait.
gonna
You
call
were
28
in a film group full of crazy cinephiles. You've never seen a movie.
Yeah. No, I'm not gonna call 28 weeks later essential viewing that I'm an idiot for having never seen.
No, you are.
Oh, okay.
It's
But you're
better than
familiar with
Days.
Gooner books?
Yeah, you're familiar with all these fantasy Gooner materials. You you had to like start selling off Blu-rays because your shelf space is fully like become a wank bank. So now it's like it's all you
Ugh.
got.
So you got. Oh, and of course, Toxic Avenger coming out in August. Austin's
Hell
Beloved.
yeah.
That's Predator Badlands in November.
Yeah, I'm so
Hopefully that's
pumped
cool.
for Badlands. I hope that.
Yeah, I'm excited for both Predators. That'll be cool.
I'm more excited for Badlands than I am the animated movie, but that's just because I have a like. I was talking about this earlier. I have an issue with. I just don't like 3D animation that much.
I mean,
Yeah,
I
that's fair.
also like vastly prefer 2D.
Like I was somebody in the chat said that, like we were talking about how bad the MCU's been except Thunderbolts, and somebody was like, "Well, that's."
I thought you were gonna say "what if" because
No,
No,
and
yeah.
somebody's like, that Spider-Man show is good, and I'm like, I won't watch it because I think it looks like shit.
I was
Oh, yeah.
like, I was gonna watch it, and then they announced Spider-Gwen for season 2, and I was like, oh, like I already just kind of don't care, but I'll probably check it out at some point.
It's pretty good. Yeah, we talked about it earlier. I think it starts kind of rough, and I really hated the finale, but a lot of the stuff in the middle, I really. Scorpion's great. I like the Norman Osborn a lot. Like, there's good stuff in that show.
Hmm. I'm waiting for more info to come out with Spider-Man 4, where like the 16 different villains that were
I know.
announced at that con or whatever, where they're all just gonna be like 2-second cameos, not in costume.
Yeah, that's the thing. Some people are like, "Oh man, we're finally paying." And like, they may not even bring back that actor. Like which would suck, but it's possible. He might be like one scene and then he's out.
Where's my Ned Goblin?
Oh,
Shut up.
hey, shut up.
Shut up! You guys don't want Ned Goblin?
No,
I don't.
Why not?
because Ned Leeds is not the Hobgoblin.
No, I know, but like, Marvel doesn't
Okay,
know that. I don't
so-
think.
Austin, do you know who the Hobgoblin was supposed to be before like the Ned Leeds twist happened? You know this background stuff more than I do. In that
And
era.
it's been forever since I've looked into that stuff, but I thought it was supposed to be Kingsley originally, and then people
Okay.
guessed it, so they went, it's Ned
That wouldn't be
Leeds."
the last time that happened.
No.
Oh, we got this big twist villain you won't see coming. Oh, change it.
I really wish we could actually try doing like the Goblin mystery thing in live action.
Yeah.
I really wanted that with Green Goblin because I'm waiting for it, like the actual Green Goblin to be in a movie,
Mm.
and instead they went, no.
I think Hobgoblin would also be cool. Not Ned,
Yeah.
but somebody else. I'd like to see Hobgoblin.
Yeah.
Ned
Yeah.
Goblin.
Goblins in disguise.
Goblins in disguise. More than meets the goblin.
That goblin. We
Mhm.
put him through the Marvel workout factory.
They already did.
Anything else I can get for you?
No, not to that degree.
Not to that
Not
degree.
there
no.
yet.
He's gonna
Not
come
Kamal
out.
Nanjiani. God,
Yeah.
what do they do to that man?
They gave
No,
him the roids.
when he becomes Ned Goblin, he's gonna walk out looking like Hugh Jackman in Days of Future Past.
Yes. No, but I want him to do like he's fat for most of the movie, and then at the end, he's just ripped for no reason.
At the end, he looks like The Rock.
Yes.
They should do Scorpion like the Scorpion King Rock.
They probably will. They love CGI.
That is true. That
They're
is
gonna do.
true.
They're gonna do. God, the Rock as Scorpion is actually better. So
Brand New Day is just really hard to get excited for because
I don't
like
care. I
horrible.
actually don't care.
We got so many rumors that sounded awful that now sound like they're not legit. But then it's like every time we get news on that movie, we hear something like, "Oh, that's kind of cool," and then also the Hulk's in it, and you're like, "No."
Honestly,
No, it's like
I watched-
Fantastic Four, like 2 years out, where it was like every single day was like some sort of new rumor. It's like, can we just have an idea of what it actually is going to be, so we
Yeah.
don't have to hear that? It's
kinda
already
lost-
starting with X-Men.
I kind of
Yeah.
lost all interest when they named the movie. I'm like, okay.
Oh yeah, I mean, I lost interest when I saw No Way Home.
Yeah, but like,
uh,
just like I was kind of hopeful that it could be something like they maybe reboot, go back to basics for Spider-Man,
We're on a patrol.
make it
Shit.
make it what I want, and then it's
and they announced
call
the
it
Shang-Chi director.
and they call it Brand New Day, and I'm
Yeah.
like, ugh.
Well, it's funny because it really now with what the information we have now that we know a lot about it, it's like you keep hearing like, "Oh yeah, we're trying to make it more grounded and street level." Also, the Hulk's in the movie. Like, what are we doing?
And I've said this in this stream, but I hate Ruffalo, so I don't want it.
I don't like his Hulk.
He
Yeah,
stinks,
if
and I don't like him.
If you have to keep doing the like MCU hero in the movie, the Hulk is like the last one that I would want in it.
Yep.
They
Put
should do
Daredevil in it.
Echo.
Echo.
Right?
Yeah, exactly, Robert. It should be
Echo.
Echo.
Yes, that's who the people want to see.
Yeah,
Ironheart.
Echo, Miss Marvel, and Spider-Man, and Ironheart. Spider-Man's like, I've got my own team of cool Vengers.
The Cool Vengers.
Yeah, it's real common.
If this was a Spider-Man and his amazing friends, I'd be more on board.
Iceman.
Nobody wants
Firestar?
that, but I think it could be fun.
No, I want that.
Spider-Man and his amazing friends, Echo, Miss Marvel, and Ironheart.
Yeah, it's like Defenders or Thunderbolts is just completely different roster.
Yeah. Echo is his new love interest.
Yeah, sweet.
I still need to see a scene where Echo and Daredevil interact because I need to know how they communicate.
I still love the joke that Sadie Sink is gonna be playing Mary Jane.
Yeah, I have no idea who she's playing. I'm not. I can't believe any casting rumors or speculation like that.
Play Joe Fixit.
You know, this is gonna sound really left field,
Mm-hmm.
and it might suck. I would maybe be okay if they really want mutants, go Ultimate and have her be Kitty Pryde.
Yeah, I think some people were speculating. I don't know. Like every character you can think of, people have speculated she can be. So I don't know.
She's
If
gonna
she's
end up
Car-
being menaced.
If she's Carly Cooper, I send it back.
She could be Carly Cooper. But all these like X-Men casting rumors, like God, like why are people falling for the Daniel Day-Lewis, Denzel Washington?
The Daniel
Like,
Day-Lewis
God.
thing is is really funny.
Also,
This is probably a hot take, but I don't think because with like all the casting rumors, I find a lot of the time Professor X is race bent. I think Professor X and Magneto are like the two characters that shouldn't be for X-Men. Everyone else you can, I don't really care, but those two I don't think work for their characters.
I don't know how controversial this is. I feel like race swap Wolverine would be weird.
No, I think that'd be cool. What if Wolverine?
Asian Wolverine?
Yeah. What if he was North Korean?
I mean, he does hang out in Japan a lot. I don't know.
North Korean
Whoa, whoa,
Wolverine.
Whoa, Robert. He's just a kotaku, and you're like, oh, you might as well be Japanese.
Oh,
Yeah.
Zoinks!
Like Zoink Scoob, you're basically honorary Asian.
yeah, but now, like, of course, there's the obligatory Bryan Cranston. No, there's the Bryan Cranston Professor X rumor because he played a bald guy. Exactly. This always happens.
It's not even the first time he's been. People have said that. Yeah.
Zordon typecasting. He's bald.
Well, no, I think it's because he played Malcolm in the Middle.
Yeah. His famous role is Malcolm on Malcolm in the Middle.
Yeah.
It is his best role.
I like the idea of a version of Malcolm in the Middle where he's yelling at himself.
I am the one who is in the middle.
I am in the middle. Why is he Kingpin? My father.
I am going to put raptors in the middle.
The raptor.
Well, think about it. It's the middle. And what does D'Onofrio want to do in Jurassic World? He wants to put raptors in the Middle East.
Oh.
It's Malcolm in the Middle, dude.
Malcolm. Be right around here. How have I not thought of Malcolm in the Middle East before?
I don't know.
I want somebody to make
You need to get on my level, dude.
Malcolm in the Middle East is an amazing edit that I need to make.
Doesn't the one brother even like join the military?
Yeah, he does.
Austin, you're a resident AI guy. Get on it.
Okay. Hold on.
Malcolm in the Middle East.
I'm just gonna write that and just see what happens, like without any other description. And just see what happens.
Oh, like when Dan and I invented Hamas Venom and it gave me bullshit.
Can't see.
For the record, Haven of Horror does not endorse stupid AI bullshit.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah, we
Shut
do.
up, Austin.
I do.
This is for entertainment, private purposes between friends.
It just gave me an image of a Middle Eastern man. It was all it gave me. Okay.
He has a Malcolm name tag.
Yeah, he is Malcolm, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah, that's Malcolm.
Hey,
dude.
what's up? I'm Malcolm. I'm in the Middle East.
Why are you Obama? I'm in the Middle East.
I do believe I am in the middle.
Now let me be clear. I'm in the Middle East.
Bryan Cranston is my daddy.
I told them to drone strike here, and they did it too close to my house.
Weird.
Weird.
They look
I love how like the more people are in calls with me, the more they also do the weird.
Oh yeah, it's just
Yeah, no, it's a problem. I did
part of
it.
my vocabulary now.
I did it to my girlfriend the other day. She's like, "What are you quoting?" I'm like, "I don't even know."
Nest destroyed. Also, you're on fire.
What the fuck?
What the? Oh my god, what's happening?
I changed the description to Malcolm from Malcolm in the Middle. He is in the Middle East, and it just gave me the same two images.
I think you broke it.
What was the one you were doing?
I gotta find out what that actor's name is, and then I'll try that.
Frankie Muniz.
Oh yes.
What was that thing you were doing a while ago where, like, every time you did it, it put Resident Evil 4 in the background?
Oh yeah, my AI broke, and it was like, yeah, just it made every background was the village from Resident Evil 4, and it would always have like the enemies in the background.
Well.
Well, I don't know about that village from Resident Evil 4, but well. You know, he did say, oh, there we go. I just put in Frankie Muniz, and the background thing broke, and it just automatically put him in the Middle East.
Yeah.
There we go. We got it.
Ladies and gentlemen, we got it.
got him.
Ladies and gentlemen, we got him. Here we go.
And here we go.
Why does he look like the leader? What's wrong with his head?
I was just freaking out, dude.
Yes, dude.
Somebody in the chat earlier
So,
said the leader
that is him as a little
Castle.
kid. That's season 1. This is season 8. he's a little bit more
Oh
concerned.
no.
Austin, don't you have to go?
Yeah, I was gonna say that.
Yeah, a couple minutes. Yeah.
Yeah.
You bring Cap into this call.
Yeah, I can tell about Malcolm in the Middle East.
Yeah, you should. Do you know Malcolm in the Middle? What if it was the Middle East?
John, do you think we'll be able to call this in like 5 minutes?
I guess.
I guess.
We were here for 3
I
hours.
guess.
Well.
Well, Robert's gotta go take a, I don't know, 45-minute long shower.
Sure.
Ew.
Yeah, we'll go finish this and then we can call it a night.
I'm gonna take the. I'm
Hell
gonna eat
yeah.
this. Then I'm gonna make a phone call. That I'm coming back.
Yeah, I should head out. I will talk to you guys later.
See ya.
Goodbye.
Oh, wait a minute. There might be what we need. Yes.
What the hell? My thing didn't hang up.
What the
I
hell?
You won't
hit
let me
end-
leave.
I hit end call and it was like, you have left. How did your stream go? But I'm just still in the call. Yeah, let's see if it works this.
Yep.
There we go.
What the fuck? How many times do we have to teach you this lesson, old man?
I love the young people.
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Whoa, 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 hey! Robert Diddy Wild over here.
Allegedly.
Allegedly.
what
Robert
all the
Michael
guilty
Jackson
people say.
Wild. I didn't know Robert's middle name was Michael Jackson.
I am fascinated to see what that biopic ends up looking like. That they're apparently
Oh,
turning
it's
into
gonna
2
be-
movies now.
Because
Or 3
well, okay,
movies.
So didn't they like get sued for being too close to the real story? So they had to
Yeah. Yeah.
That's so funny.
like they portrayed it accurately, so they're like, nah. But then like Michael Jackson's cousin is playing him, so I don't know what it is.
It'll be a fluff piece, I think. I think it's gonna mostly ignore the rough stuff. And it just keeps
don't-
getting delayed.
I don't care about Michael Jackson, but that is
I don't
funny
either.
that
Yeah.
they got
Well,
sued
no,
for being too accurate.
No. Somebody on the production fucked up because what happened was one of, like, the families of the family of like one of the kids, you know, allegedly involved in this thing with Michael Jackson. You know, the court shit all happened. It was like written that and agreed upon that that kid and their part of the story would never be adapted in any like fictional portrayal or something like that. Like, because it was I don't know if it was supposed to be like full on anonymous, but it was something like, no, it was like written in agreement. No, this will never be portrayed in any like dramatized version. And this was like 20 years ago. And they're like, yep. And then making the movie, somebody forgot.
I still
And
never
that's
watched that.
why that whole thing happened.
I still never watched that documentary because I just don't want to.
Yeah, no, I've heard it's rough. And yeah, like, what's true or what isn't, I don't know. I don't know enough about the story. I don't have an opinion on these things. I'm not, like, I like some Michael Jackson music, but I'm not super invested in this to begin with.
I have a friend who insists he's innocent, and I can't go there, but...
Yeah, no, I wouldn't say that. I'm very, like, I don't know. I wasn't there. This isn't any of my business, but I just wanted to clarify that for John, that this wasn't just them getting sued for, like, being too accurate or whatever. It's like, no, there is an agreement with this family that their part of the story would not be dramatized in any capacity. Somebody fucked up and forgot.
That's funny.
So yeah, that was the fuck up on the studio's part. Also, in terms of like Michael Jackson scandals and controversies, like there's no shortage of stuff to pick from for your biopic movie. It's not like one thing, you know what I mean, Hayden?
Yeah, am I the only one in this call who's a South Park fan?
I like the movie, but I don't watch.
I haven't seen a lot of it. Yeah.
Do you know the Michael Jackson episode?
Like, it sounds familiar, but not
There's
super
an
closely.
episode where Michael Jackson moves in down the street, and he's got a son, which is Blanket, who's his real son in real life.
Oh no!
And he and like every time they accuse him of anything, they're like, he goes like, "You're ignorant." So I love saying that when Michael Jackson is involved in the conversation. I just go, "You're ignorant."
Is an eccentric guy, to put it mildly.
You should, if you have time, you should watch that episode. It's called The Jeffersons.
Oh, yeah. Like I've definitely heard of it. I should. God, there's so much show I need to. There's so many shows I need to go back to.
South Park is like, I love that show. It's not as good as people say it is because there's a lot of misses, but the hits are hits.
Yeah, but it's also like The Simpsons, where it's still going for some reason.
It's not great now. I still watch it because I'm 30 seasons in, so like, why stop?
Yeah, why stop now? Yeah, I get it.
And they do like 6 episodes.
I hadn't been upgrading my skills. Whoops.
One time I forgot the game,
you know.
but one time I didn't know a game had a leveling system, and I beat it, and I'm like, oh, that was hard. And then
That's amazing. That's also kind of rewarding. Like that.
Noah has a story about that where I forget what he said. It was Arkham Origins, maybe, where he just like didn't upgrade anything because he forgot.
Yeah.
And he was like, I don't understand why this game is so hard.
I might have had that with Knight, where I didn't upgrade anything.
We still need to go back and play Knight. We played all the other ones.
Yeah, we do.
So,
oh my god.
How the fuck do I get out of here?
But what's really unfortunate to me is that South Park is moving to Paramount Plus. And there's like 10 episodes missing that they just pulled.
Yep.
You know what my favorite thing about that is, as someone who doesn't give a shit about South Park? They paid like billions of dollars for that stupid show.
Yeah.
I'm a huge South Park fan. And they're missing episodes that like don't even make sense. There's an episode about Jared from Subway. That one is gone.
Oh, come on. You can make fun of... You can make fun of that guy.
There's an episode that's missing. That's the second part of a two-parter, but the first part's still
weird.
there because it's
That's obnoxious.
it's Butters turning into a supervillain, and that's the end of the first part. And then the second part is that all of his evil plans he keeps getting from episodes of The Simpsons.
And Hayden, I know you're a SpongeBob guy.
Yeah.
So far we have at least one banned episode that's been purged from streaming. It's
so
a
sad.
great episode.
It's one of my favorite episodes.
I'm glad I have it on DVD.
I do
What?
too.
Wait, there are banned episodes of SpongeBob?
There's one.
There's one.
So I'll explain it. There's an
Well,
episode.
Okay, but here's the thing. If you explain it out loud, he'll be like, oh, I get why they banned that. Because it's weird that they got away with it.
SpongeBob,
to be
Patrick,
fair.
and Mr. Krabs do a panty raid.
Yeah. Like, we're not making that up.
It
that
is
happens
weird
in the
that
episode.
they got away with that. But in terms of things that have been banned, where I'm like, I mean, I guess I can see why it's been banned. That of all things.
It's one of the most memed moments in the entire show.
Oh, yeah, like,
I mean,
yeah,
the
like the...
Jared from Subway thing makes more sense to me to ban than that.
But that's not a kid's show either. Like,
yeah.
Yeah, but they don't care. It's not who the target audience is. It's whatever is the material.
And it's why I haven't watched Always Sunny, because there's so many missing episodes on streaming, and that I just don't want to have. I don't want to have to track down, so I just never started it.
And that's and again, that's also obnoxious though, 'cause it's like this is a show for adults. Why do we have to?
That's the thing with South Park. And I might wait till we're off stream for this, because it's like controversial.
No,
so,
no, wait.
So I'll wait. But there's 2 episodes of South Park that have always been banned that are obnoxious. The reason that they're banned. But I'll explain that when we're on.
I've always said, just do it like what the Looney Tunes DVD did. Like, if you have to put a disclaimer up top, that's fine. Let people watch the episode and make up the... Hey, Boozer, you doing alright?
I don't think he is.
He looks fine. You take one blowtorch to the arm.
But the "Are you feeling it now, Mr. Krabs" is one of the best moments of the entire
Yeah,
show.
that's what's weird. That is such like a quoted, known episode because of one scene. It's not on streaming.
Are you feeling it now, Mr. Krabs?
I'm feeling something.
Oh no. I guess you're gonna miss the panty raid.
Calm down, Deacon.
You go right ahead, but you do it.
I don't want to smash anything.
Look, there is nothing else you can do.
Why is there so much grunting?
It's the guy that's in pain.
He's freaking out.
So, Hayden, because you weren't here for the beginning, at the beginning of the game, you're ambushed by these crazy people, and they like blowtorch off a tattoo on Boozer's arm. And now he's sick and
dying.
Yeah.
I don't say it as well as you do. He's freaking out.
Yeah.
He's freaking out.
Fine. He needs a few days. Come with me to the lodge.
He's goofing.
I got shit to do.
Jesus, he's freaking out, laddie.
He's freaking out.
I'm Scottish.
You didn't miss much, Tyler, but we're getting out of here in a minute.
I'm Scottish.
That might be the best reply to anything ever.
I'll send Robert. I'm Scottish.
I think I've said it to him before. I don't remember.
Yeah, I don't remember.
I send it to him now. We'll get a live, possibly blind reaction from Robert.
All right, here, hold on. Here's I'm Scottish.
Where? Hey, keep your voice down, will you? Let's talk inside.
Robert. What's the way?
Doki.
Hold on.
I gotta pause the cutscene.
What's the way what's the way Edna says Robert in The Incredibles? He's like Robert, or she's like Robert.
Rapid.
Oh no, I accidentally sent him an edit where they blared the Scottish national anthem at the end.
That's the only version I ever find. It's fine.
That's fine.
Oh, I think John did show this to me. Oh my god. Oh, it's beautiful.
I'm Scottish.
It came down intact.
That and the Hayden. I don't think we've talked about this, but the actress that plays that villain,
Anaya,
yeah, she's had a really consistent TV career.
Why not?
yeah. What's her Adeline Kane?
Yeah.
Iron Mike, what's
I don't know what she's on right now. I know she was on that Once Upon a Time for a while.
everything west of the Iron
Yeah,
Bridge here?
she was in Teen Wolf apparently. I'm looking
She
that up now.
she is in Teen Wolf, and then because that show is a disaster, she just disappears.
You head north, brother.
Um,
Otherwise, Iron Mike's treaty with rest in peace goes.
I watched all of that. I don't know why.
I get it.
It
All I know is
sucked.
there's a character named Hayden. I know that.
First off, I'm not telling you shit.
Dating
Uh,
Christians?
Yes, and if it's the character I'm thinking of,
Second, I feel
he
goddamn
is
discount.
the
What am I
actor
supposed
that
to do?
voices
Follow
Cloud
you
in
around
those
like I'm a little
FF7
bitch to keep your
remakes.
ass out of trouble?
Hmm.
I have things to do.
Which is
I get it.
funny
You're just
because the guy that voices Sephiroth is Tyler Hoechlin,
Stay alive.
who is Superman but was also in Teen Wolf.
Yes, he was, and I caught him in a weird. You know that movie Palm Springs?
I
Oh,
know
yeah,
of
he
it.
is
I
in
haven't
that.
seen it.
You do what you
Yeah,
do.
I like that movie.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
That's all we got. Do you know what I'm saying? I know what you're saying.
I'm
Yeah,
looking
yeah,
at-
he's boyfriend man side character. Like
he's
it's not a
the
big
hus- he-
part.
he's the husband. He's the the groom at the wedding they're at.
Yeah, yeah.
His name's Abe.
Mm.
So honestly,
He's my brother.
RPM has like the most stacked cast
For a Power
In
Rangers
terms of
thing,
what-
it really does.
of actors who were important later. It's got the guy from Jessica Jones, Malcolm.
Oh yeah,
Uh,
John's talked about that.
It's got iZombie Girl as the Yellow Ranger.
Hmm.
And she's on a sitcom now that I want to watch, but I haven't gotten around to it.
Ghosts.
Yeah.
Cool.
Where's my
Blue is not really in anything that I know.
And also, isn't much to my disappointment, isn't actually Scottish.
No.
No!
He's new from New Zealand.
Yeah, same thing.
The only important thing Green ever did was get married to Dr. K,
Which only you and I understand what that means.
and he was in Deathgasm,
Oh wait,
Oh.
I've seen that.
and he's in an episode of Ash vs. Evil Dead.
Oh, is
Oh,
he?
cool.
Yeah, he plays some guy named Delmont. I don't know what that means.
Yeah. Oh, that classic character.
Anyway, Robert's gonna yell at me if we go any longer. So that is gonna
Yep.
be it for us tonight. Thanks for hanging out. We'll be back tomorrow with a double feature of The Haunting. Yay! And
Yay.